Good evening, everybody. My name is Ultra David. This is the Tuesday Show.
I'm James Chen.
I'm Tasty Steve.
And I'm Pasty Steve.
How's everybody going?
I'm glad that you've accepted it. It's great.
Oh,
It's great.
yeah, I mean, come on.
Today
I'm
we're
more
gonna
bothered.
talk
I
about
don't think he ever denied it. Anyways.
Come on.
Okay, look.
Combo Breaker, and we're also going to talk about lag in Street Fighter V, which everybody's been talking about a lot. We'll talk about the subject of coaching.
Which we didn't get to last week. It was a hot topic. It was like the hot topic of last week.
And we meant to, but other things took up the time.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do that this week. Instead, we're going to hold off on talking about results until after that. We'll talk about Dreamhack results, etc. And then assorted other game and community news.
That's right.
Okay.
So let's talk about Combo Breaker. So pre-registration for Combo Breaker has ended.
That's right.
And in case you guys are unaware of what Combo Breaker is, it is a tournament that takes place in Illinois. Very, very big tournament. It will be a Capcom ranking event. Has not achieved premier status, but I haven't been to a Combo Breaker.
Oh, you weren't there last year?
No, I was not there last
okay.
year. But see, my presence was obviously felt, as you thought I was there.
I guess.
Your influence.
Look, it's a great tournament, right? I mean,
sure.
it's probably one of the tournaments that has the most to do for people who aren't playing games. You know, it has a lot of things to do. It's run by the Hado. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I can't wait to go this year. Pre-registration has ended, and we have gotten all of the initial numbers.
Yeah, man, thanks to Rick for giving us this info. It's kind of a cool little scoop. We get to talk about some of what's going on there. So,
I'm sure David knows nothing about scoop and news.
No, not a single thing.
What's happening? What just happened? Did I miss it?
yeah, you missed
missed
it.
it.
Everybody thinks I'm Scoop Newsman, but I'm not.
Oh!
You remember FGCNN?
Yeah.
I just feel bad for whoever it is, because
Oh, I'm not.
You get all the
You're
credit.
definitely Scoop. You're Scoop.
I'm not.
It's alright, dude.
I just
Cat's
say,
out
if
of the
you're out
bag.
there, apologies, alright?
The
You'll
Litton's
get your
out.
due
You were
someday.
really selling this, huh?
Yeah.
I'm totally serious.
I don't buy it.
No,
Okay,
it's-
fine.
yeah.
You sly son of a gun, you.
Alright, man. Alright. You gotta believe what you gotta believe. So, let's talk about how many entries per game.
Okay.
That's right.
So wait.
You have all the information
I
already
do.
there, David?
I do.
Okay.
So first, should we talk about like the little mini thing everybody got kind of up in arms about?
What's that?
Well, at first it was the brackets were filled, right?
Oh,
For
yeah,
Street
the
Fighter,
Street Fighter
yeah,
bracket.
All
Yeah.
the brackets for Street
It got
Fighter
capped.
were filled.
Yeah, it
and
was capped
it
at
met
5
the cap.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happened, there was a lot of players like CD Jr. and a couple other guys, big names, I'm going to use the quotation, you know who you are, who didn't get in the bracket, and they say, hey, normally we don't get our tickets or entry until this time. Now, they say the bracket number was too small anyway. They're saying the ceiling was too low, and it should have been higher. And shout outs to Rick. He held his ground, and he said, hey, look, I know he judged every number up of Street Fighter event going up until that point, and that was what he used to make the decision for that number.
Right.
No fault of his own. That's smart business planning, and
I can't even believe they hit 512.
He wasn't
Exactly.
expecting it.
He wasn't expecting
Yeah,
it.
well, because you have to. Alright, so, like, the only event that had, like, that many numbers was Fun Around. Literally every other event since then has had, like, 200 to 300.
It was like
entrants.
2.
NCR had
Yeah.
400 or 500.
Yep.
Right,
It
yeah,
had-
exactly.
NCR had, like, low 400, I think.
Yeah.
And then, like,
No.
West Coast Warzone had, like, 320.
Right. Like, so if people are not familiar with running brackets, when you run a bracket, the closest you get to the power of 2 is better, right? So a 64-man bracket, a 32-man bracket, 128-man bracket, 256, 512, right? So you cap it at 512 because if you get to 513, then literally 511 people get buys and 2 people have to fight each other in
Right.
the first round. So that's generally how it works, right? So you want to try to keep it there as much as possible. So the fact that Rick has now decided to up the cap to 640 players, I don't even know how that works.
He added, like, either like a set amount to each bracket, like it was like an extra 8 or 4 or something like
Okay.
that. I don't remember
It's
what it was.
adding 128 people, which
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? So that means that there's going to be... So if he's adding 128 people, that means 256 players will have an extra round compared to the other 640 minus 256, right?
Math is so hard.
Numbers.
I'm not about this right now.
Take us to school, Mr. Chen.
Yeah.
In other words,
Please don't.
I hope a lot of people aren't going to be out there being like, how come I have to play more? Look, if you're not going to get, if he's opening up to 640, then you're going to have to accept the fact that some people are just going to end up playing more rounds.
Anybody who's complaining about playing more matches probably wouldn't have made it out of their pool anyway.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yo.
Heartless. Savage.
Yeah, and
It's
if you go
100%.
0-2, you're gonna go 0-2 just the same way you would have otherwise.
Can we,
Yeah.
It's
guys,
100% true.
pump your brakes, fellas.
Hey, man.
It's true.
We have friendly people
Yeah,
in the
no.
FGC. They're just trying to make their rounds, okay?
Sucks to suck, but it's the way it goes.
It
Some-
sucks
some-
to sucks, yeah. That
Sucks
pretty
to
much
suck.
pretty much
Oh,
does,
my.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys.
Well, that kind of lets the cat out of the bag. 640 people in Street Fighter 5.
The highest
Yeah,
entry
it's
game.
no, of course.
Yeah, 640. I mean, right now it's 637, but 3 people just have to pay and then they're in. So
Yeah.
that's it. So
It's the next most entered
No,
game.
you know what number 2 is? And number 3?
Skullgirls.
You're never gonna. No, there's no way you'll guess.
I actually know.
I know.
Yeah, we both know, so he has to
I
guess.
don't know.
no, I already saw the email.
I-
I already know.
Oh, do you know?
I know what
already
it is.
Oh, yeah, you saw the email too. All
I
right,
didn't-
what's your guess?
I didn't see the email.
I know.
But
What's
I'd
your
say
guess?
KI.
No,
Dang it. Mortal Kombat?
no,
Damn it.
Dude, you're so.
You think
done.
he would know?
yeah.
You're so done.
You're never gonna guess.
WrestleMania 20X. No?
No?
No.
I'm
I
just
just
kidding.
checked.
Tekken is a Tekken.
Yeah, it's check. It's
Yeah,
Tekken 7,
Tekken,
yeah.
Tekken
Which is
7.
free to enter there.
Tekken 7 is free to enter. It has 238 folks. Third place. You definitely will never
Yes, this one you'll never.
Skullgirls.
guess.
guess. No.
Well,
Damn
it's-
it.
Like, think of it. It's not. Oh, never mind.
It's
Keep-
Brawlhalla.
Yeah. Okay.
Brawlhalla.
Which I think is also free to enter.
Yeah.
Correct.
uh-huh.
With 186 folks. Fourth, MKX with 179, just below that. Then just below that, 159 people. Guilty Gear Xer.
That's a big bracket.
That's
That's
a big
a
bracket.
bracket.
Almost as big. There are a bunch of
Yeah.
games that are like in this little, little sort of
There's a lot of games over
close.
100 entries.
Yeah.
KI has 146.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Skullgirls has 148.
That's right. Skullgirls with more entrants than over half the games. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
yeah, for sure.
Shout
The
out. I mean,
mystery
look,
tournament has
com-
128.
Because it's capped at 128.
Exactly.
And Combo Breaker honestly has kind of become the Skullgirls like major
Yeah,
tournament.
It's actually become the everything tournament, I think. Like, this is the KI tournament to go to also.
Yeah.
This,
This,
I feel like this is like the event where if your game is not Street Fighter, it's probably your
Yeah.
like games
outside,
event.
outside
I
of
don't like
Evo.
to- outside of Evo.
Right?
Yeah, maybe MKX as well.
This I mean this is probably the most numbers MK has had
Yeah.
for anything. It is like the event you go to if you're I think anything honestly.
I feel
I
like-
think this is like the best event I went to last year.
Oh yeah, I said it last year. I thought this was top 3.
Yeah.
I feel like Mortal Kombat is typically Midwest to the East Coast anyway
Mhm.
nowadays.
Agreed.
So, yeah.
I mean,
I mean, it's local
it
to
is Chicago.
yeah, Chicago area after all. But-
Oh, and they did announce that KOF 14 is going to be there.
Playable.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it's
That's
going to
right.
be playable.
That's awesome. All right, let's continue. Mystery Tournament 128 because that's what it was capped at. Melee is 118. Smash Bros. Wii U is 185.
Yeah, I don't know why he had it listed down there because it's higher.
Yeah,
than
probably
most of
just
the
different
ones.
order, but that means
Right.
that it's the second most entered game that was not free to enter.
Dang,
Okay,
that's
so
good.
it's under MK.
Tekken and Brawler.
It's less than Tekken 7, it's less than Brawlhalla, which were free,
Uh-huh.
but it's more than MK.
Oh, it's actually more than MK. Okay.
It's
okay.
less than Street Fighter.
Got it.
is
Got
the
it.
whole
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
Ultra Street Fighter 4, 78.
Wow, I'm kind
People
of
still,
surprised.
people still doing it.
You guys still care, huh?
Still
You're just going
in
to
there.
leave that game on life support.
You know
You're
what's
not going to unplug it?
Every
You guys are dicks.
every
I'm just
single
saying.
event, some Street Fighter 4 player tells me like this is the last time I play this game.
Yeah.
They're always like I keep getting mixed up trying to play my character in
Dude,
this game and
it's
that game.
impossible. I
Yeah.
hate it. I hate going back
I
and
know.
forth between
Not
games.
bad stuff.
Would you enter a free Ultra Street Fighter 4 tournament? Anybody?
I wouldn't.
Well, I wouldn't enter anyway.
Well, what about you?
I probably wouldn't enter.
I mean, okay. Well,
Actually, you know what? Maybe just to play Elena and beat people. Yeah, that would be fun.
Even in a free tournament, you want to be a jerk?
oh, if it's free. Yeah,
Just let people enjoy
I
their
think that
characters.
feels like
you know?
he would more want
yeah
to be a
I would
jerk.
just
Oh,
like
really?
run away and
Yeah.
heal for like the whole game
Mm.
and do nothing
feel
else.
good about yourself, huh?
I would feel great.
Man, at EVO 2011, I almost lost in pools to this guy who played Yun against my T-Hawk. I counterpicked what I thought was counterpick, and he was like, yeah, I just wanted to pick Yun to make people feel bad because this character's too good, and I hate this game.
Oh my God.
I was like, good
At
job,
least he was
dude.
being honest.
You were like, you really did win.
Yeah. All right. After that, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3
It's a lot lower than I expected.
with 73 folks.
Damn.
That's pretty low.
All right, Vampire Savior 45.
That's all.
Next.
Let's go. Let's go.
Interesting.
That's good.
I
BBCP 38.
want to commentate Vampire Savior,
If you want to
That'd be
commentate
sick,
it,
dude.
it
I'll
has.
let Rick know.
It's the first game on Sunday, I think.
I don't know,
Are you
dude.
serious?
It has a
Listen,
Sunday final.
listen.
That's awesome.
It is
Listen.
the morning Sunday
It's the
final.
morning Sunday, like at 9 or 10 or something. I don't want to commentate it.
Yeah, I didn't
No,
think
just
so.
kidding.
Well, you gotta remember, like, those guys take Vampire Savior really seriously.
Oh yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
no, I love that
So,
game. I love that
if you
game.
get up there, Chad, you better not screw this up!
Yeah.
You know, like-
No, I mean, he knows the game, though. So. All right, BBCP had 38. Under Night had 36. KOF 2K UM had 36 also. Tekken Ball had 31.
I hope that's really good. I can't wait
Yo,
to watch that.
Tekken Ball is always sick. There's
Tekken
not
Ball's
and
sick.
not sick
Dude,
Tekken Ball.
Were you there when
Not-
BL and Rixa had that
Nope.
crazy?
Wasn't
Oh,
even-
that was
But it's
so
legendary.
good.
I wasn't even there and I heard about it.
It was so, dude. KI had been out like a week, and I was sitting there playing Filthy Rich, and then we stopped playing the game to watch the finals.
Look,
Yo, because BL came up with that tech when
He
you
was a
grab the
cheater,
ball.
dude.
Oh, dude.
He's a dirty
What?
cheater.
Grab the
You can
ball.
grab the ball?
So the
He's
thing,
playing
Oh,
Ogre.
shout outs to Hado is in the chat. He says
Yeah.
Vampire Savior is at 11.
11. Okay.
No, so should I spoil the little secret stat about Tekken Ball?
Let's
and its
go.
Oh, yeah,
entrance?
sure.
This is game facts knowledge.
Yeah.
So, there is actually, Rick actually calculated how many people crossed over between games. There is one player who has entered Tekken Ball and nothing else.
Whoa.
He is only there
Somebody has trained up for Tekken
to
Ball.
enter
It's
Tekken
probably
Ball.
BL.
it's probably BL.
It
He's
would-
gonna
he'd
come
be-
out as the final boss. I can just
Exactly.
picture him in his house like with a PlayStation pad and a Wii U. It's the final countdown.
That would be so good. I can see that happening right now. I can tell you though, he has some
What?
cheater
That was good, right?
ogre tech where you do like flame, and then you hit the ball, and then you get hit by the flame and you fall, and then the ball lands and you win. And
Yeah.
like he had,
It basically makes it unblockable.
and Ricksta figured out how to he still beat him with law
Really?
because he did like running like kick or whatever, and
this
it went over the
was
fire.
this the old one or is this the new one? Is Rick playing the super old one?
That's
Is
the
he playing
thing. I don't
is he
know.
playing the Tekken
Rick,
Tag
can you
Team?
confirm? Is this
Yeah.
is this Tekken 3 or Tekken Wii U ball?
Tag 2, right?
Yeah.
It's Tag 2 that or was it Tekken 6 that?
No, it was Tag 2 on Wii U.
Oh, okay.
It
Well,
was really good.
It's gonna be delayed.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we'll
Just
find
see-
out. In the
yeah,
meantime,
okay.
let's just finish this off. KOF 13 had 29. P4AU had 28. And DOA 5 had 18.
All right.
That means that there are 1,292 unique pre-registrants. Congrats to Combo Breaker. That's a heck of a lot of
dudes.
folks. 10 unique countries represented, including obviously US, Canada, also UK, Japan, Mexico, Sweden, Brazil, Poland, Jamaica, and Luxembourg.
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 That's the one that got everybody.
I'm just saying, that's a long way.
That is a long way, man. Although not as long as Poland.
No, it's not.
Yeah, must be just people.
47 states / DC.
Nice.
Also
Tekken
in
3
there.
ball. Tekken 3 ball. He said in the
Okay.
chat.
Oh, okay,
all right.
okay.
I cannot wait to watch.
4 Canadian provinces, butt ton of metro areas in the
Dude,
U.S.
Rick has all the stats.
There's a ton of different stats in here, which is very interesting to me.
Well, he said Curly W apparently made all the calculations.
Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
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 Combo Breaker's gonna be sick.
I mean, like, he even went into different U.S. metro areas, which means that he, like, looked up different U.S. metro areas in the first place, which I think I am very interested in. Why did he do that?
So we are all gonna be at Combo Breaker, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll be
this
at
is going to
Combo
be like the debut of like the Ultra Chin, Ultra Tasty Jam Team, right? Oh, this
First
is
time we're all
sick.
in an event.
At one event, that's right.
This will be the
That's
first
right.
time.
Yeah, we get a couple weeks off, and then...
Yeah, because you guys aren't doing anything until Combo Breaker, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys?
No.
Yeah,
we
sick.
just have a break
We're
until.
hanging.
Yeah.
That means the next 2 weekends are a chance for us to do something.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Probably
we need to do like an initial Street Fighter 5 stream of us just being
I was
each
thinking
other.
Mario Party, but you know what?
Yeah,
Like,
Mario Party sounds great.
you're much more responsible than I am, but
Well, I keep my
I
pocket
t-
knife on me, so it's okay. We can just do that. Oh, you're just gonna steal my
I
star, huh?
told you,
Stab.
I told
Hope it was
you.
worth it.
Mario Party will end everything.
or maybe
It's like
not
scorched
even
earth.
not even our friendship, or not even like our team up. It'll
lives.
just end everything.
Yeah.
It'll just end everything. So
The stream ends. And it's everybody laying over everybody, blood everywhere. Get up. Good night, everybody. And fall like that.
oh, that would be so sick.
I just like reading this list of what different
so-
U.S. metro areas there are.
You're drooling a little bit. You
Did you know? I didn't. I mean, I don't know half these places. Huntsville, Decatur, Florence in Alabama is represented.
Decatur.
Cool.
My
4
favorite
people.
place.
Marquette. Yeah, you got 4. Davenport, Iowa / Rock Island, Moline, Illinois. You got 4 people.
Was that a dispute? Like, did they have to put like
like
the...
Anyway, that sounds really cool. Thanks for sharing those numbers with us. I'm really stoked for a bunch of those games. I think you're right that it's basically like a great spot for all the different games.
There's a $3,000 pop bonus for KI that just got announced too.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And if you enter KI, you get a free shirt, which I think was like Tekken at Evo, right? Where like if you entered, you got a shirt.
Oh wait, can I see this design? I'll enter, if only for that.
The shirt's sick.
Okay.
I can tell you that.
Anyways.
Players entering only one tournament grouped by game. The most is SF5.
Which, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
160
of course.
people. But with like 640 people entering in total, only 150 of them are only playing SF5.
That's pretty
so it's kind of
impressive.
A lot of, so the majority of them are playing.
But-
PUBG
almost
games.
all of them.
Yeah, but I mean,
Vast
that's just an
majority.
indication of how Street Fighter V has sucked in players from all the different games.
I think
right?
that's really interesting. Guess what second place is?
KI. Or no, probably Tekken 7.
No, neither.
Oh,
Brawlhalla.
Smash. It's gotta be Smash.
That's
right?
not. No, it's not. Another.
What?
It's not
Yeah.
Smash?
Guilty Gear.
No.
Damn, I'm
It's
so
not
bad
Brawlhalla?
at this.
No.
What the hell?
Oh,
Come
Tekken
on.
Ball.
What's the most like outsider scared of scene?
I thought
Oh,
that would be
Vampire
Smash, right?
Nah, it's Mortal Kombat X.
Really? They didn't play
Yeah.
nothing else?
Yeah, that makes total sense to me. I don't know why it's a big surprise to you guys, but 83 Mortal Kombat X players only did MKX.
Shout out to MKX guys.
Smash Wii U, 50 people only played that.
So
And
it's
then
probably a crossover between Smash and Melee.
yeah, that would make sense, I guess.
That's not
Anyway,
even
after
necessary
that, it
because
peters out.
players don't play both of those games a lot of the times. That's
Yeah.
actually a very divisive game. But yeah, just to reiterate what
Got
you
some
were
of the pop
saying,
bonuses.
is a $10,000 pot bonus for Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's a lot.
$3,000 pot bonus not only for Killer Instinct but for Skullgirls as well.
Oh man.
$3,000 prize pool for the free-to-enter game Tekken 7.
That's awesome.
And a $1,000 prize pool for the free-to-enter Brawlhalla.
Hopefully Rip doesn't get second place again at another
Exactly.
Tekken 7 tournament.
Well, you got to remember the Tekken events. That is part of the Tekken tour.
Yeah.
This does give you a spot in the championship if you win and all of that, whatnot, etc., etc.
Okay.
They're gonna go more into detail pretty soon. I'm pretty on the website, or they're just gonna make an announcement. But yeah, these events are all adding up, just like the KI event. They're all
Yeah.
building up.
KI
to
Cup
it.
qualifier too.
Sweet.
And there's only and Tekken Ball wasn't the only game that had only one person only signed up for that game. Vampire Savior as well.
Oh really?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that makes
one
sense.
person's there
That's-
for
man,
only
that is
Vampire
crazy.
Savior.
Yeah, you know which game had 0 people who were only for that game?
Vampire
Brawlhalla.
Savior.
KOF 13.
Oh.
Yeah, probably because they also all entered KOF 2002 Ultimate. Or whatever it
Well,
was,
probably.
yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, Combo Breaker is gonna be sick. There's in-house commentary all over the place. There's tons of money,
Yeah,
tons
it's,
of
a,
entrants.
it's a really good tournament. I mean, we did our list of like our favorite tournaments from last year, and that was definitely on my list. That's one of my top 3. Other than Evo, it was like CEO, Combo Breaker, something else.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. This is gonna be my first one.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
sick.
It's
Oh,
so
this is
good.
your
Oh,
first
for
one
both
too,
of you.
huh? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So we're the newbies at Combo Breaker.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, well, shout out to Combo Breaker. Thanks for giving us that info. Very interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure Rick will now tweet it out to everybody. So.
All right, cool. Well, you want to move on to this guy?
Yeah, so let's talk about some
pretty
controversial
good.
topics that's going on. He's gotten really good at that.
That was good, yeah.
He's gotten really good at that. So let's talk about some controversial topics here.
Stop.
yeah.
I can't look at the eyebrows.
All right, well, it turns out that there is lag in Street Fighter V. Okay?
Gasp.
There was lag in, like, Street Fighter 4 as well, and in fact all games.
Oh.
Right.
But it's just a question of, like, how much.
Yeah.
And it turns out that on PS4 there are 8 frames of lag.
So it's about like 7.3
Yeah,
or
7
something
point something,
like that,
whatever.
right? So just so people have the proper perspective, right? Xbox 360 Street Fighter 4, which everybody said was the best version, had 5 frames of lag,
Right.
Yeah.
right? So when Ultra Street Fighter 4 came out on PS4 and everybody was mad because it had a lot of lag, it was 8 frames. Then, thanks to the help of Forwood, they worked on it, patch, and then it was down to about 5.3 or 5 point something. So they got it right there with the 360 version. Now, this Street Fighter 5 has come out, 8 frames of lag, right? You can't get rid of lag. The best we have, I think, is Skullgirls, which is at 1 or 2 frames of input lag. If people are wondering what this lag means, okay, I just want to get this straight for people because there's 2 different kinds of lag. There's input lag and there's display lag.
Mm-hmm.
The input lag, which is what we're talking about here, is how long it takes for when you hit the button to get to the console and your character actually registers to start doing that move.
Right.
Then there's display lag, which is how long it takes for the console to show what it wants to show to get to the TV. Right? So if you have really bad display lag, you need to buy a new TV. If you have bad input lag, there's nothing you can do, really, because the game is just built in that way.
Yeah.
Right? So what a lot of people are saying now is because it's at 8 frames, it sounds like a lot when you say 8 frames of lag, but that's only 3 more than what we're used to from Street Fighter 4. But 3 frames is a lot in fighting games.
Yeah, it is.
It adds a lot. And someone said just go to Ultra Street Fighter 4, I think on the PS4, and you can add frames of delay like you can.
Yeah, in training mode you can.
So just put it to 3 and all of a sudden see how it feels.
Yeah,
a lot of games are actually doing that nowadays. They Ultimate Marvel 3 did it, where you can play in a certain degree of lag.
You're right.
But game
Skullgirls
wise,
Online has that too.
Yeah.
game wise, another game that had that kind of discrepancy is a Guilty Gear Xrd on PC, and it was like 5 to 6 of frames lag on PS3. It was 3 frames of lag on PS4.
Oh wow!
And it was only 1 on PC.
Really?
Okay.
And not even to mention how much more beautiful. Like
It
the
looks
game
better,
is
yeah.
beautiful,
Dude, on
Yeah,
but
PC,
Jesus,
Do you know what arcade was?
huh?
Do you know how many?
No, I don't know what arcade was.
Yeah, Simon even said Ultra Street Fighter 4 in the arcade was like 5 to 6 frames.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's why the Japanese players were so much more used to playing PS3 version.
That's what
when
it
they went
was.
to 360, that kind of messed them up.
And a lot of people really defended that Xbox 360 one because
Yeah.
they always said, well, we have to play on it, but it turns out the PS3 version was closer to the arcade version in
Right.
Japan.
But then, of course, is the arcade version right? Like,
Well, if that's the
no.
version.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but here's the
Oh,
thing.
did we die over there?
Did we die? Oh. Reconnecting. Go, go, go.
Oh no.
We just got lagged, dude.
It's the 8 frames of lag. Dang, we got.
Start stream.
Cap cops.
Cap Cops,
Cap
illegal
Cap
topics.
I was like, don't let them talk about our lag.
Pull out a phone. Okay. Yeah. All right. We can't do that. We can't talk about that.
Let us know if we're back. Let us know if we're back. So let us know. if we're
Capcom
back.
censored us, Illuminati.
Okay,
Yeah, we're
there
back,
we go.
we're back.
We're back.
Alright.
Okay, yeah. So in any case, as I was saying, 8 frames of lag now. So what a lot of people are saying. So again, 3 more frames. It sounds like only 3 frames, but 3 frames can affect a lot, right?
Yeah.
So let's just say you have like a 7-frame window to tech a throw, right? So if you try to throw, obviously with 3 frames of lag, you can't even judge it on the looks. You kind of have to predict it. And someone said that's kind of why shimmies work so well in Street Fighter 5. It's because you really can't react to throws and tech them on time. So you really have to kind of predictively do them. So
I mean, I don't think you can react to 7 frames anyway. but-
Yeah, you gotta
Right.
guess.
And shimmies, that whole idea is like 80% of the mix-ups in Third Strike. So it's like, it's
I knew
a
that
thing.
Was, I knew that's what
It's good in a lot of games.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just a really good tool.
So
But there are some things that are like obnoxious about it that, look, it's hard for me to recognize lag, but even I felt like there were problems when I was trying to react to like Birdie's
EX dive.
EX dive. I got hit by like way more than I thought I should. I felt like I was holding up like a lot.
and you still were getting
Still got hit.
There's a lot of stuff, like people are mentioning dashes.
yeah.
Because you have to think, like, the fastest dashes are 15 frames.
Yeah.
So with 8 frames of lag, dash into throw, like, your throw tech window is really small.
Yeah.
For that. Dashes, so it's dashes, a lot of the pressure, So having a buffer window is nice for that, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, with lag, it's like brutal.
I've even tried uppercutting people who jump at me.
Yeah.
And like when I uppercut, I just get punched in the face.
Yeah.
And I always was like, am I just too slow?
Yeah.
I always thought that. Like I would play, and I'm like, I'm used to a higher speed. I'm used to playing Guilty Gear and be like, yeah, go crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, I definitely did that,
Yeah.
and nothing. And
Yeah.
I thought it was me. I was like, man, I might be getting old.
I've been there. Yeah.
So here's the problem, though, is
Different
that a
timing.
lot of people didn't talk about it at first. We all knew it was there
We all knew it
early
was there.
on. I mean, there was videos very early on, but a lot of us didn't know how good we were at the game yet, and that we were filling it out. So it wasn't like anybody could be like, you know what, the lag is messing me up. It was more like, maybe I just suck, you know?
So Mike Z, and I don't mean to interrupt you, Mike Z actually commented on this. So I put it out there, and Mike Z said, hey, in Third Strike, we reacted to those 12 frames, and people were getting blown up by Ken. And he says, well, Mike Z says you can't react to that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Mike L. they chimed in, they were having this discussion on my timeline.
Interesting. Okay.
So Mike Z says you can't do that. Like basically, you're not. That's not possible to react to that.
To what, 12 frames?
Yeah, to that 12 frames. Whereas Mike L. says it is.
Oh, he's wrong.
And and Mike Z said, hey, Mike L. says, well, I react to those things all the time. That's what he did. He tagged me saying, well, Tasty Steve comments how I'm reacting to these things all the time.
Yeah.
And he says, no, you might be expecting it, but you're not reacting. And Mike L. says, you're wrong. And Mr. Mike Z comes back with this glorious challenge to say, hey, how about you record yourself in training doing it and see how many of those you get.
That's the classic test.
Look,
Not
I
many
mean,
people pass that test. I
No.
can tell you.
what a lot of people don't understand is that there's a lot of science behind reaction, and I don't know if I want to get into this too much here because this is totally tangenting now. But the whole thing about reaction is that Keats even said this on Twitter today. He was like, "Look, human reaction is pretty consistent. It's testable. Like if you sit there and wait at a red light, like it takes about everybody the same amount of time to react when it turns green, right? And there's a certain threshold of that. And you know, my comment to him is, what if you don't ever know it's going to turn green? Or what if it just can turn all sorts of different colors and you can't tell and you have to react to one of them correctly, right?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So
that's way tougher, of course.
That's what affects fighting games. So a lot of the times when a guy like Mike L. like I can react to 12 frames or I can buffer SA3 off of one low forward from Ken.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So
There's
like,
tons of stuff like that.
Yeah, when people say that, they're not actually reacting to it. They're reacting to context. They're reacting to expectations.
We had this conversation with Eris
Yes.
at Northwest Majors. Yeah, so like if you if you do something right, like let's say you have target combo or something, and you hit the first hit of the target combo, and like this target combo shouldn't be reactable to confirm, but like you are hitting it and you're looking at your opponent, and as your button's coming out, you see them hitting something. You're like, oh yeah, that's gonna hit, so then you just do it.
And
And you're like, yeah, I reacted to my target
yeah,
combo hitting, but what you're seeing is your opponent's doing a move.
There's more stuff.
Yeah, right.
Of course.
Yeah.
But you're not reacting to the actual hit confirm.
Like everybody
You're doing
who's
something
told me
else.
about that Ken thing, I've already said, put training mode on random, block, and do it.
And
Do it 5 times a
No one
day.
will
No
do
one's
it.
ever done it, and
Yeah.
most people, I mean, I've had someone say, no, home system's not the same as the arcade. I can do it on the arcade.
Right.
And I will go to the arcade and I will hold down or down forward on the controller.
Well,
I mean, down back or down forward on the
Yeah.
controller, and you show me if you can do it. You know what I mean?
I gotta tell you,
It's-
I've only reacted to Q close medium kick into super one time in my whole life, and I remember it because it was like, what? I legit reacted to that move hitting, and I didn't think it was gonna hit, and I did super, and that was like astounding. Like how
You
I
can
shouldn't be able to do that, but I
You
did it
know.
one time in my whole life.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is,
It's
okay,
tough.
Eris has a very unique point of view because, like myself, we play Tekken, and they have moves in there that they'll tell you program-wise it's confirmable. You can do strings, and it says, hey, you can hit, and then it's confirmable. Now, you have strings in Tekken that are natural combos and are counter-hit only, and when they're counter-hit only, 8 times out of 10, they're not confirmable. It's legitimately hey, I saw, look, he's moving, this is a tracking move, I'm going to hit that button because it's going to come out and hit, so.
Right.
Yep. So
Anyway, it's tough to react to stuff, but it's even tougher if there is additional lag. So if you're a reaction-based player, I think this is tougher for you now. But I will say that if you're the best reactions-based player, then I think this is awesome for you because you can do something that nobody else can do now. That's been weeded out among the general population, and now you're still able to do it. Fantastic. But that's very few people.
Whiff punishing in this game is really hard.
It is.
Because of that.
It is.
I think that's like a large, probably part of it.
Well, so here's the problem now, is that a lot of people are saying now that this is coming up because people are using this as an excuse. Right, like a lot. I know, for example, I think it was CD Junior tweeted something about it. Snake Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, Snake Eyes, he's hurt because he's a reaction footsie player, so he's gonna get hurt by this. I talked with Champ, and Champ's like, I would anti-air with Dulcim back fierce more if I felt like I could react in time, but as it is, I keep using jab because I'm scared.
Yeah.
And if I use back fierce and it's a crush counter and they bounce on my fireball, I get like 40% damage.
Right.
Whereas jab, I get nothing.
Yeah.
Right? So a lot of people are like, these guys are just making excuses or whatever like that. I mean, what do you think? Do you think it's just an excuse or do you think it's a legitimate concern?
Both, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely true that it would be easier to react with back fierce. Because back fierce is like 13 frame startup, something that's around there, okay? So if you take out 3 of the frames, you're like speeding it up by a quarter of its speed, right, effectively.
Yeah.
Which would make it like way more doable. So that complaint is legit. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter because it's not like that. And you have to play the game that you have. And so you gotta adapt to whatever it is.
I say
and if you care about the game and you like it and you want to stick with it, then that's what you gotta do. You gotta press jab instead of back fierce, or you gotta make a bet, something like that.
I feel like that's just the game. Like
Yeah,
people
that's
say,
the game.
people calling it lag. I think that's the wrong word. I think that's the game. Like I'm not gonna complain about though if they made the game this way, then unless they say, hey, you know what, that was a mistake, we're gonna fix it, take it out. Other than that, you gotta play the game.
The only problem is that the PC version has lower lag.
Well,
This is true.
Okay.
If you have VSync.
Right.
Right,
So
you
here's the
change the
thing,
VSync
right?
settings.
So you can change the VSync on the PC version, but it's not an option in the game.
Right.
It's not like the Ultra Street Fighter 4 where it's something you could turn off. You actually have to go in and...
That's because their customization settings on PC are terrible.
Yeah.
Like you can't turn off almost anything.
Right.
That's the game.
Yeah.
But the thing is...
like even like motion blur and like there's all these
so
options.
to turn off VSync, you literally have to go and edit a config file and manually change the value, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's about as low level hacking as you can get, but it is. It's not an option.
That's a harsh way to put it.
to play the game with lower input lag, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I think it goes from like it's like 7 point whatever to like 4.7 or something like that frames.
Yeah,
It's like
something
4,
like
it's
that.
like
yeah.
4 to 5,
But
so it's like closer to
The
what
biggest
other games
problem is that the people who are like, oh, I like it better like this, and now they're playing it on PC that way, so they go to tournaments and they get bodied.
Yep.
And that's when
You
it
can't
becomes
do
an
that.
excuse.
Right.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
I understand, but no, look, it's the game. I wish the game wasn't like that. Wish it was different, but it isn't.
Right.
And if you care about the game and you want to play it, that's the game that you are playing.
I think if you care about the game and you want to play it serious, you shouldn't play PC at all.
Right. No,
Because-
exactly.
I totally agree.
Because either if you have the VSync option so that there's less input delay, you're playing on a version that's less input delay, but like is not going to happen. And if you even have it on the normal setting, the PC has more lag than the PS4 version by default.
Oh,
Just
really?
both default
Oh,
versions,
okay,
it has
okay.
more. So it's a different timing, and it doesn't matter if it's less or more. It's a different timing.
Right.
So
And we definitely talked about this because I went and I played at Wednesday Night Fights and I dropped I was like, man, I was just playing. I never dropped this.
Yeah.
And when he told me that, I was like, yep, that makes sense. I gotta warm up now. I have to. I have to
Right.
play before I play.
Yeah, and also, I mean...
So the whole thing is really stupid,
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. The whole
and
thing's
I
really
hope it gets
stupid.
fixed.
It's just another one
But-
of these things where Street Fighter V is a cool game. The gameplay is
Oh.
cool, and everything else about it is
So
just garbage.
bad.
It's so bad.
Look, again,
Ugh.
if you realize this is what
Ugh.
it is, then you just play more offensively, right? Because
That's-
you know
yeah.
you can get away with things.
You just do standing jab and a run with Ken, and you do another jab and it counter hits.
It was funny because I was
Alright.
so in
Seriously.
Kuwait. I was playing Gutex on a side machine, right? And he did something, and I was too slow to react. I was like, I swear I punished that, and he hit me with it. And he was like, and I was like, I swear I punched it. And he was like, input lag, and I laughed. And he's like, no, I'm serious. Like that's exactly what it is. And you can tell that from his mindset, he's accepted it and he's playing the game that way.
It's no different than when you play a first-person shooter and you don't aim right for the head. You aim in front of them. It's the same thing, to me anyway.
Because you know there's going to be lag.
Because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, okay.
You're reading, you're anticipating.
So it's more predictive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's definitely not something you're going to be like, I'm going to react to it every time.
Yeah.
Tell yourself whatever you want, but in all honesty, you're still playing the game the way it's meant to be.
It's like playing online.
It
like
is.
You have to make more predictions, and like playing reactive online is hard.
Oh man!
So you have to be like, all right, well he's dumb, so he'll probably do this here, and then like it happens, and you're just like,
I mean, it's gonna take a rethinking of how, at least for some people, how you want to play it. I mean, when I competed, I never had like the greatest reactions in the world, but like it was okay, right? So if I could like predict, if I knew what to look for, I could react to stuff. Mm-hmm. So I would often like put myself into a range where I could like react with super or whatever. You know, but you can't do that now. You can't. That's not
it's
the gameplay anymore. You have to change.
When I play, I generally play very scared. Like I'm scared to go in on people. But now I have to change that mindset and being like, well, look, they can't react to me as fast, so I can get away with things more often. So I should probably play a little less careful.
And
know,
that's
less
the game.
Scared.
That's the game.
That's how you.
I'm with you.
It affects how everybody plays, not just one person. So one person saying this is affecting me and it's affecting these people. That's something that comes with the game. You're not playing the game at the speed as this other game or that game. They want you to play it in that frame.
Right.
That's it.
How many frames of input lag does Guilty Gear have? You said it was like 2, right?
Yeah, it's
KI has like 2 or 3 also.
It's 1
Those sound
for
like good
PC.
games.
It's 3 for PS4. And then for PS3, which really threw me off for the longest time, I think it's 5 to 6 frames. And you don't even, like I said, the thing is, like, those are somewhat negligible. Especially when you're playing, like, I'm playing Guilty Gear at the speed of light. I'm like, oh, and then I try to do this really tight frame combo, and from one version to the next, and I'm like, I never drop that. I've never dropped that.
Yep.
And it happens to me all the time. Now, I used to be the first person, like, well, I'm not even that way anymore, but for the most part, I'll take my lick, because I'm like, I did that, I'll eat it. But it does become a point of, like, you need to solidate that you're going to play on one system and take everything that comes with it, because you can't say, well, I play PC and this is a thing.
Especially with as much money is on the line for
Right.
Street Fighter V, just you gotta practice on the PS4 version. You just don't have any choice.
Right.
Or you could have fun and play games like Guilty Gear. Or
I mean, whatever you want to play, you know? If it matters enough
Right?
to
Yeah,
you,
exactly.
like if this bugs you enough to switch away, then I get it, you know.
You didn't want to play the game.
I get it. Yeah.
So you don't want to play for real.
I think it's mostly for people who are like playing it like not super serious.
I just don't think it matters that much. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Like I wish that it wasn't in there. I really do. But I also don't think that it matters that much. You just have to play a different way to deal with it. That's it. Like
Which super sucks, but
why?
It's the game.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't think that sucks?
No, I want it to be different.
Okay.
But I don't think it sucks. That's not how I would put it. Okay.
It definitely
I would say
suck.
I think it sucks.
I would say that you just have to play differently. Okay.
Well, look.
I would rather play how I have played in the past or how I play in other games. Fine, but I'm not like super upset about having to play differently.
You think having to change
be honest.
changing your playstyle because the game has more input lag is not frustrating?
Well, I mean, look. I mean,
That's crazy to me.
Is that more or less frustrating
I
than
think that's
having to deal with
crazy.
anything else? Like,
right. But I mean, that's just like
some games you can't be chipped when you're blocking. Some games you can. Like,
that's how I feel.
Right, I don't know.
Like I hate the combo breaker system. I
Yeah.
can't play KI. You know, I hate.
That's what you're saying.
That's different
I mean,
than
look,
I
I
tried
wish-
to break a combo, but I got locked out because there's 8 frames
No.
of input lag.
I wish it was different, but
No,
it's
it's
just not
not.
that big of a deal.
It's not.
Well, okay,
I think that's
look,
super crazy.
Regardless.
Game mechanics and input lag are completely...
Oh yeah. No. I
I think
understand,
that's an
I understand.
artificial distinction, friend.
Oh,
Oh wow.
Wow, okay, I'm not even going that-
crazy.
You know what? Forget it. I got my pocket knife. You just want to stab him? Is that your...
No, I'm actually like really surprised.
Oh, you're taken aback.
Yeah, I'm like
I don't know,
super
it's-
surprised that you think that.
I'd like it to be different, but it's not that big of a deal.
I mean, like I
Okay.
said,
Look,
I'm 100% on the same
what
page.
I'm just gonna say is this:
You
is
gotta
that
deal with it.
the interesting part to me is that now that it's coming into the forefront, there's a Red Bull article about it. There's an SRK article about it. I think Event Hubs has something on it. Everyone's talking about it. Does this make it something that Capcom wants to fix then? You know what I mean? Because that's the question.
I don't
at
think
this
it's
point in time.
fixable.
Oh, I mean, the
They
fact
did it to
that,
the PS4
yeah,
version,
to the PS4 version
for
of
Street
Ultra.
Fighter.
was fixed.
I think that's a different case though.
Maybe.
I think that's a different case. The only reason the fact that it's a it's the customization thing on PC, right? You have to do that. That's like you said. That's the lowest level of hacking possible. I'm just saying, if you have to go into the point and change a system mechanic to say, hey, I want to play it at this speed, to me that's like playing Street Fighter Alpha 3 on Turbo 4. You know how they had the 1, 2, 3, and 4?
Oh, yeah,
some people play 2, some people play 4. You go play at somebody's house, you're like, whoa, dude, what's going on? You're like, well, I play at 4. I don't know what you're doing.
I know what you mean, yeah.
You know what I mean?
10-star Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo.
Exactly.
That was.
Yeah, I've been there.
That was.
Jump roundhouse, low roundhouse. That's the only thing you could do.
That's the only thing.
So you think if they could though make it this like go from 8 to 5,
If
should
they-
they without messing anything up? Obviously,
I don't
would
think they
prefer
should.
it. Yeah.
If it lowers input lag,
I think
Right.
they should. I think they should.
Okay.
I don't
I
think
think they should.
if they I feel like this.
Although-
I wouldn't even answer that because I don't know how they want the game to be played. If they feel like that is the buffer of what you're thinking, that added sense of danger is the way they want you to play Street Fighter 5.
Like they want you to play in the future a little bit.
Exactly. That's what I know. I'm dead serious. I think
Maybe.
that
Look,
that's what I'm
look,
thinking. If that's
maybe.
the case, then yes. But if they're saying, hey, that's completely unintentional, then by all means, go in and fix it if you can.
Right.
If it doesn't
I
break
will
the
say
game.
this. I will say this. If they do fix it and it goes from 8 to 5, the game will change.
It's gonna change
Yeah,
The
drastically.
game will change.
Of course it'll change.
Right.
Yeah.
So the game will change. So that's the interesting part. So would you want to do it when you've already run some CPT events, or are you just gonna wait until
Yeah,
after
I mean,
a year?
yeah. Look,
and
they
then
have
do
to.
it?
They have to. They're gonna change stuff anyway. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, there's
they-
patches
Yeah, they
and
have
stuff.
changed stuff already.
like in
Right, right.
last year in CPT the other year, remember there was like 2 different versions of the game. Like so remember NCR. Like there
Oh,
was the
yeah,
patch.
yeah,
There was like the patch
right,
beforehand.
right.
It came out like not
Yeah,
that long before. Yeah, they played. There's been a full tour that was on
Yeah, that's
separate
true, right,
patches.
right.
That's true.
So yeah.
But they have way more important things to do.
Yeah, they got a lot more.
Like that game is a garbology other than the
Yeah.
gameplay itself. So
This is just something
they
people
gotta
are
put the
vocal
store
about.
in. They gotta put different modes in. There
Was-
has to be a story mode. Apparently.
Was store supposed to be this month or was it
no,
supposed
it's
to be?
June. Story. Oh,
Okay,
the
the
store.
The
store.
store.
Oh, I thought the store was supposed to come out this month.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to
I
already
think
come
that they're
out.
just saying basically they're getting it out as soon as they can.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. So they got a whole bunch of crap going on. I feel like this is like pretty low on the list.
They should just add the store and then add 10 more frames of lag at the same time. So that way we can play super far in the future. I like that idea. Can we have 20 frames?
Hey man,
You're
sometimes you
pretty
gotta think
childish.
ahead,
Okay,
you know?
that was
Yeah.
uncalled
You know?
for. These
I think that we
kids-
should. That would be good.
Hey man, maybe you gotta get used to thinking ahead a little bit, not just
Oh.
playing reactively all the time.
Yo,
Right,
these
maybe that's
YOLO
what it
kids.
is.
Yeah.
These young.
Yeah.
What are you?
You want to
18?
just learn how to use their reactions all day?
Whatever.
Yeah, come on.
It's got
Probably.
young man
You gotta think
reactions,
about it.
Yeah.
You gotta
Ah.
think about things.
Exactly.
You're right.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Whatever. It's not
I
that,
just
it's not
totally.
that big a deal.
My mind is super blown.
Oh man.
I like how he just.
I love it.
He looked so betrayed. No, I'm just.
Are you?
I love it.
I
You guys
can't believe
are
it.
okay.
I love
with
it.
this?
I love it because
Don't touch me.
I'm
Anyway,
super
I've been in
shocked.
your position before.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, who hasn't, right? But I'm just like, this is so
Who
surprising.
hasn't? I'm betrayed. This is
I
ridiculous.
mean, no, you.
Everybody's been in Sajam's shoes.
No,
at one
everybody
point
has
in
been the
time.
guy that's like, I'm the only one, really.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
this one's just surprising. That's all.
Damn, you're stuttering. It affects you that much, huh?
Alright. Hey man, I don't care. It's good. It's good. It's a good game. Yeah,
Whoa.
it's a good game. I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone though.
Okay.
Okay. I think we're done with this topic.
All right.
We're
Let's
done
go
with
on
this
to
time.
the next.
We gotta, Sage, is it okay if we move on?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but-
Alright, just checking.
but-
I'm just giving you a crap.
You have to wait 8 frames for my.
No, I
response
knew
to
it was
come back.
coming. I knew it was coming.
You gotta give it time.
No,
Or you
it's
have to-
3
you have to
extra frames.
start- Predict
you
that
have to
I'm
be
gonna-
preemptive about it.
You gotta answer
Yeah,
before
for
I
example,
finish.
you can't let him talk.
But it's
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
3 frames more than it used to be. Come on. Well, it used to be 5 frames. So.
Back in
Yeah,
my
I know,
day.
right? See, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Wow. I tell you what, you'll change your mind after you got to look around a CRT to these events.
Mm.
That's fine.
Yeah, I
with me.
know.
You saying that?
Wait,
now?
what is James?
That's what
Is
I'm saying.
When
James?
we come back, we're going to be talking about the issue of coaching that was brought up last
Oh
week.
yeah.
Thanks to some rules from certain events, and we will weigh in on what we feel about coaching. So.
I can see the frames.
Are we back to the lag again? We're moving to the coach. We're moving to the coaching.
Inevitability, Mr. Anderson.
Oh my god.
Do you hear that? That is the sound of
8
inevitability.
frames of inevitability.
My name is Neo.
Oh my god.
Somebody,
the best part?
oh my god.
We need a
Okay,
picture.
okay.
We need a picture of me stopping the frames.
And David.
David
it's
with
like
the
we're
gun.
the agents and we're shooting you and you're like,
And then the two of us are
no.
standing behind him, right? Yeah, exactly. So. Okay. All right,
It needs
all
to
right.
be. It needs to be James and Steve, and they're like, David and Steve are arguing about lag. Come watch. It's us in the dojo. You knew nothing about the 8 frames.
Stop trying to hit me.
I know input delay. Like, that shit was so sick. We should do a major.
Orca.
Yep, Orca of Time.
Coaching.
Coaching
So
in fighting
I
games.
want to talk to you guys about it. Can I call you guys Coach Steve for this episode, or is that not
Man,
gonna
he's
work?
been cooking that one up. You could tell.
Pulled it out of the stove. Still hot,
Yeah,
man.
that one's fresh from the oven. All right.
Different play. We need to get him on the show because then we can get like
That'd be
Steve and
cool.
Steve and Steve.
Oh no.
That would be.
It might surprise you to learn that there are multiple people named Steven in this world.
Right.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
it's crazy.
I was an actual
Not an
coach.
uncommon.
You
Oh,
were
that's
an
true, that's
actual
true.
coach.
So-
That's true.
That's true.
Were you ever a coach of anything? You're
No.
a fraud.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, I have legitimacy to the coach title if I wanted it, but he can have it.
He's a card
He seems like a
carrying
nice
member.
guy, yeah.
Coaching is an interesting topic in fighting games here because a lot of people are saying that fighting games are actually a one-on-one game, not a game of teams or anything like that, right?
Interactive chess to me.
So, Evo just recently said there is no coaching. That is
Past
our
like
rule, right?
top 16.
And then
or
it was
something, right?
clarified a little bit because people took it out of context, right? And yeah, it was like pass. So if you're playing on stage, pretty much there's no coaching. But there is coaching. You just can't do it in between games. So if it's before the game, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can
I mean,
talk
well,
to
you
someone.
can't stop someone from coaching before.
Right,
game.
yeah.
Right, yeah,
It's not
exactly,
allowed.
exactly.
You're not allowed to
Right,
talk to
yeah,
any human beings all weekend.
Exactly. So a lot of people started talking about it. A lot of people were like, good, because fighting games, it should just be me versus you. I can coach you in karaoke, 100%. We can like it's either between you and me, and there shouldn't be anybody else, right?
Right.
And then there's other people who are like, what's wrong with coaching? Like even like in tennis, there's coaching in tennis. You just can't coach during the match.
Yeah.
Right. There's timeouts and stuff like that. So this became a really big topic out there, and I'm curious as to what your guys' thoughts are to this coaching topic. Let's start with Vanilla.
I like coaching, actually.
You like
I think coaching is fine. I think that my favorite coaching rules are combo breakers rules or slash KI Cup. They did the same thing there, but I think that's because Rick was the one who did it, which is if you're going to have a coach, they have to go to the stage with you, and they can't leave. So it has to be a pre-selected coach, and they have to go up to the stage with you, and then they have like a preset of time between matches where you're allowed to get coached, and that's it. So I think like if it's coaching, it should be something like that, not some like crazy like 5 coaches, like the whole Trinity was on stage at one point, plus like another person, and I'm like, look, you don't have a council with you at all times, where you can just turn around.
It's a coach, not a
Dude,
counselor.
Yeah, you get to
it
turn
sounds
around
It sounds
and
like
be
Jedi is like, I've got my Jedi.
You get to
council.
turn
It's like
around.
the Lord of the Rings, like who's gonna take the ring
Yeah.
to Mordor?
You got a fellowship.
Yeah, you got a fellowship.
With the
Be
music.
careful of the run cancel trigger.
Like the
Like the guy's losing and he's like, I can't carry the ring, but I can carry you. And pick him up and
like
That's
that's
my Frames Bible.
So that's what I'm worried about. Is like I don't want it to be too many people. I think like one coach is fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that big. And if you say like, oh yeah, no coaching during like in between matches, or the dude's gonna stand outside the stage and just yell stuff to you. How do you regulate that?
Well, that doesn't make a difference. That's not gonna affect. I mean,
I
they
mean,
could
yeah, that's always been
affect,
a
but
problem.
Yeah. I mean, you can't stop that
Right.
unless you put them in booths or something.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, other games do it, other sports do it. Coaching is coaching. It's gonna happen. I mean, it's an individual thing. Coaching could help, but you're gonna beat the other guy if you're gonna beat him. That's just the way it is.
David.
It doesn't really matter to me that much. I don't mind having different rule sets at different majors for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like
okay.
if one major wants to allow like anything goes. I mean, within reason. Okay,
Not a
fine.
council.
Like, yeah, like no council, fine. But like if you want to have a couple dudes up there with you, it's like no big deal to me. If they're talking to you in between the game or during the games, or even, it's no big deal to me. If other places want to have nothing, if they want to keep it like Evo does, where if you're on stage, like nobody can be up there to help you out, it's cool with me too. I like the idea of having different rule sets at different majors. So
Okay.
I don't want to have like one hard and fast sort of rule for this kind of thing, because I think that is less interesting.
Okay. Tasty.
I feel like coaching, well, based off of principle, and then based off of it being a competitive nature sport. Principle, I say it's between those two playing. That's what I say. I say, look, you shouldn't have to talk to somebody else, because you should be confident enough in your own ability to say, I got this. Take it, run with it. That's how I personally feel. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. I remember AJ, former EG manager. I remember and this is a real thing. This happened at Evo, right? So KBR walks off, right? This is totally not my story to tell, and AJ, if you're watching, I'm sorry. But it's so applicable, it makes sense. So what ends up happening is he says, hey, KBR beats whoever, and he comes over and he's like, oh my God, man, I'm so nervous. And he says, AJ was like, he put his hand on his shoulder, he's like, look, you're about to play. There's nothing that anybody can tell you right now that's going to change the outcome of that match. And he was like, who do you play? And he's like, Justin Wong. And I was like, oh! No. So it's like, I feel like it's one of those things. I feel like I feel like it's between those two principally. It being a competitive thing, why not? You should, the way Rick put it in, that's the best way to do it.
I think it's pretty good.
It makes sense, yeah. That totally makes sense to me.
Okay. I like coaching. I actually kind of prefer having coaching.
Okay.
For a very different reason, though, because I like having more roles for people to accomplish, right? So for me, it's kind of one of those things that I like, that some people are really good at being coaches, and I think that kind of adds extra roles to it. But at the same time, yes, there's one-on-ones. There should be limits. So I like the one coach rule that Combo Breaker has. In fact, I would even be in favor of, like at Evo, no coaching in between matches, but you get like one timeout. Like maybe in like, but obviously if it's like 3 out of 5, there's not even that many times that you can call a timeout, right? But
Fighting games are too fast.
Yeah.
It's not like CS:GO where you play like 20 or 30 minutes and then you have like a 10-minute break or something.
right,
It's like,
Well, I remember when Long Island Joe won Winter Brawl, right? And Julio was in Winners, and Long Island Joe reset. In between their reset, and like Joe, I think he went to the bathroom. He legit just got up and left. And I was just I think that's fair. You should be able to do that. You know what I mean? But you should still have a time. You shouldn't be able to be like, yo, I gotta go use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
come back 30 minutes.
Go get some dinner or something.
Exactly.
Come back eating and stuff. All right, guys, let's wrap this up.
If you can say, yo, you got 4 minutes or 5 minutes,
right.
fine. Other than that,
Makes
no.
sense.
The only thing that I'm worried about now is because we have this league for CPT, I agree that it's cool to have different events do different rules, right? But obviously now, like on CPT, because like before the argument was, I don't care if it's on 360 or PS3. It's just it's like tennis court surfaces, right? But CPT has mandated that everything do it on one console.
Right.
With CPT, I think that they kind of need to establish a rule for all the premier events and ranking events so that it can be consistent. I don't know. I feel like that there needs to be a little consistency within that league, perhaps.
I don't really need consistency personally.
Okay.
I think if like
That's
I think consistency like event wide is
within
cool.
an event.
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
I think, and this once again, this is going further down the line. The fact is, like, I think the way that competitive fighting games are going right now, I feel like there's gonna have to be certain, like, I mean, think about it. Just like the coaching thing, I feel like it's gonna get more and more specific, and whether it blows up or just gets to where you can boil it down to the set amount of rules, that's fine. But I feel like the more people to get interest, the more people involved, the more there's going to be people trying to take advantage of those things. I feel like it's an inevitable thing that there's going to be something that we're going to have to deal with that won't make sense just for one and not two, because somebody else is going to take advantage of it, and it's all about building at this point. We really can't say you can and can't unless we know for sure.
That's why the phone call happened. And
Dude,
it
I will.
big deal.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
was
I
just
mean.
about to.
Such a
I
big
was just
deal.
about to say.
And now you know. That's
Yeah.
kind of what it is. you
Look,
know?
I like coaching. Phone call coaching should not happen.
Exactly.
That
that's
should
what I
not
mean.
be happening. That should not be.
The best part is
happening.
Julio didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I know.
And like he said it on stream, but I pulled him aside and everything. I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Dude, did you actually hear something?" And he
He's
just
like,
like,
"No."
and then he's like, "I couldn't," because as soon as he grabbed the phone, the crowd went nuts.
No, it was
Right,
legitimately like
It was
a
so
roar.
loud.
It was
Yeah.
like ball. Like I had to talk louder
Yeah.
just so I
Yeah.
can make sure I can hear
It
myself.
was so
clearly.
loud in it because I was like 3 feet away from him. Like I was sitting like on the side of the stage, and then like as soon as he picked up the phone, I wasn't looking at him. He picked up the phone, and the crowd got so loud, and I was like, "Why are they going
Like, were
nuts?"
they mad or like?
They're just like
They were
yelling.
just like, and then over like, "Ruh, ruh, 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 ruh,
Yeah,
ruh,"
everybody
and
was
then,
like,
"Order,
"Oh my God."
order," you know, it was one of those.
Like it was a mixture of like heckling, surprise, and like what is
And
going
just,
on.
"No,
But even
yeah.
So
more so,
it was just general
if
crowd
you look
noise.
at Eduardo's face, like he
was
looks, because the
pissed.
thing is, like we said, the stage was set up to where like the stream people were right here in the back, and the guys were playing right here. We were over here, and the audience was right here. So the whole time, if you're playing and this is the setup, Valle is standing right here. So if you go back and look at that stream, look at Eduardo. He looks at me, he goes.
Like yeah,
You see
how much
that-
time does he have?
Put like this. Now don't get me wrong, it did kind of spice things up, but the fact that it bothered him so much
Could
was
have affected him.
I think
exactly
about it as that, yeah.
that's the thing. So it's like these things are gonna happen the more that the higher that we get to the point where there's so many people watching that it might not be clear. There's gonna need to be a coach looking at every match. There's gonna need to be a report on this. It has to be. That's the only evolution of what we're doing.
If it
That's
gets
all.
fancy
Look,
yeah.
I'm just gonna say this one, like also is that I actually do think most of the coaches out there suck right now. I actually just don't even think they're telling. Like I've asked people before, like, what are you doing when you're coaching? And they're just like, you can do it, you can do it.
Yeah,
don't
that's
worry,
what Chris
don't worry."
Atarian and them.
Yeah, and it's like that's like terrible. Now there was one time I did coach somebody, and it was Combo Fiend during the SBO quals, right? And I wasn't coaching him by telling him what to do. I was being a second set of eyes. Now this can be a problem. I was literally sitting there telling him like, watch out, he has 2 meters now. Watch out, he just gained this. You got a bar. You have an EX available to you. I did this to Damdai one time too. Like we were on a team tournament. So team tournaments obviously coaches.
Right,
okay.
yeah.
He was playing a match and it was in Vanilla Street Fighter 4. We were on the same team. He was sitting there and he was losing to a Honda player and he was Ryu. And I just leaned over to him like, you have 4 meters. Use your super. And he did fireball, neutral jump. Remember, you could do fireball and super in vanilla, and he did that, and he won, right? So, I think coaching in between is okay. I don't think that coaching during matches should happen, because having a second pair of eyes is kind of cheating.
Okay, fair enough.
Because that does take away what you're
Exactly.
supposed to be able to do.
Okay.
Right. So I do feel like in between matches, someone says, look, you're falling for this all the time. Stop doing this. That's one thing. If the guy's like, watch out, he's got meter now. He can go through your fireball. Then there's a problem. He just got a super. He got a V meter now. He got a V trigger.
Okay, yeah, I can
careful
see
of
that.
that. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, so all right. So I was coaching Rick Steezy at a final round. He went up on stage and he got blown up the first match. And in between the match, I went up. I said, "Hey, you're playing with Chun-Li. He's walking into his range. All you got to do is do standing medium kick, back medium punch, make him get out of their range fireball." He comes back and he wins the set. now the thing is, like I said, he dude blew him up at first. Once I told him, he was like, "Yo, that was good. That was good." The guy comes up to me later. He said, "Hey, what did you tell him?" And I told him exactly what I said. He's like, "God dang it," you know. So it's like, I look at that. And I'm like, so either he's so caught in that moment that he doesn't even realize that he's playing flowchart. For both of those players, you're an outside force. That's like an assist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
Dude.
watch out, you gotta use your super bar.
imagine
Come
if-
back. You know what I'm
Imagine if like Rick still wins that next game, and then his coach comes up and he's like, he's hitting this button now, so you should look out for that button. And then suddenly it's like,
Dude,
yeah.
so first West Coast Warzone. So this was vanilla Street Fighter 4. I used Cammy. I hated Balrog. I had to fight this Balrog, and I was like, dang it, I hate this match. And I played him and I beat him the first game. And then one of his friends comes up to him and was like, yo, just jab. Just jab. Cammy can't do anything about jabs. Because this was before frame traps and stuff like that. And I looked at the guy, I was like, no coaching. And the guy looked at me and just laughed and just like kept coaching. And the Balrog player came back and beat me 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
That was actually
It
CJ
used to always
Showstopper.
be-
That was CJ
Wow.
Showstopper and Filipino Champ.
Oh, F-Champ laughed at you?
That was the
Yeah.
first time I'd ever met Filipino Champ.
Yeah.
So I actually
can see
really
that.
hated that guy
Sounds
for a
like
very
jerk.
long time.
That's funny.
He got you good.
Well,
It used to always be the rule that there was no coaching. Forever.
Right. And that's what I said. I was like, no coaching. And Champ was like, whatever. Because he didn't know who I was, so he was like, whatever, scrub. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, whoever. I don't care. You can't enforce anything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny.
Filipino
I mean, if it really does get
Filipino.
super fancy, like it would be nice to have, like, say if you're some full-fledged esports team, if you exclusively employed SimSim to come up with all of the sick Dawson
Yeah,
tech.
tech plus be like, here's what you need to do here.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
boom.
Like I can tell you, if some sim player exclusively had SimSim's tech at like a new tournament, he never brought anything out of
Oh,
any
it'd
of
be
that stuff.
donezo.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like
Win.
that like really goes a long way towards winning a tournament. So if you like, I think that would be kind of interesting, but kind of sucky at the same time because then all that stuff is exclusive and teams are like jealously guarding secrets, and I think that's not great. But I could see it happening, and if it does, then that's another position for coaches, I suppose.
And
And then if you're
think-
Sim, you go like double, triple agent and sell your secrets to the other end.
oh my God, FGC espionage, dude. Hey, were you just leaving out a Flash Metroid's room? Yeah, well, he's got to play Filipino Champ tomorrow, and Snake Eyes leaves out of there. It's like
He's hiding and stuff.
TMZ, footage,
Paparazzi,
FGC, you know?
Scoop Newsman on the case.
That's what he laughed for. That's why he laughed.
pointing at me?
I mean, I think it's a great role, and I think there's a lot of players out there that fit that role that teams should be hiring. Like if I was EG,
Yeah.
like I would seriously be looking at like maybe rehiring Flo, or or just
Oh,
like
yeah.
grabbing a whole bunch of people as coaches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Flo again is like the best casual player in all
Just have him
time.
learn all the characters you can't beat and then play you all day.
Exactly.
Like on top of that, some of those people on EG already have either themselves or Noel come up on stage to coach them because he's a really good
or
coach.
in the audience and do this.
Right.
Tell
Yeah.
you to use Balrog against
Yeah,
Thaiger
which
in the
it-
2009 Grand Finals.
And it worked.
So,
Yeah. So.
I mean, I think that is. I mean, in all honesty, I feel like that's until, like I said, until someone says, "Hey, you can't have this person unless they're your official coach." Like even if they say
Yeah.
now, like Rick says, "Hey, you know what? You can only do it this way, this, that, and the other."
Yeah.
But what if it goes a step further and they say, "Hey, you have to have an actual coach"? That could be a thing.
Like not everybody's gonna be esports though, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, but the same notice is like we're not gonna even know about that until we get there. You know.
Yeah, I hear you.
So.
It's a problem 2 to 3 years around we'll be talking about.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe.
maybe at invitationals you have to like designate a coach, like an esports coach.
Oh, it's like Topanga where you say your characters.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, this is my character, here's my A coach and B coach.
So
I'll
put it
tag
like
them.
this. Think about it like this.
That's crazy.
So-
I need backup.
I can
Oh, man.
honestly say that until the double blind pick thing happened at Evo, what was that, last year or the year before?
Which one?
Remember they was like, yo, they want blind pick.
Doesn't that happen a bunch?
I mean, it happens a bunch, but to me, I had never even seen that rule
Oh,
deployed. I like
really?
up until that point
Okay,
where
okay.
I understood the usage of it, but on the same note, it was kind of lost on me until I understood enough to see it happen. So I'm sitting there watching on stage, like I'm sitting right across from him, and then like I'm like, I think it was Chris goes up. No, or it was one of the cannons. They go up and they say he wants a blind pig, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's what it's used for, Mom!" Like, like my mind was blown. I didn't know. And I was like, "Man, that's crazy." And like,
Steve, what did you learn today?
exactly, you know what I mean? So it's like I freaked out. I was like, "This guy is a genius," you know? Like,
Right.
so I think things like that, although they seem limiting, the thing is like I feel like it adds to the strategy in that aspect. If you can have a bunch of rules set up to make it to where it becomes the equivalent of like a sports game, like when you
it becomes very meta game at that point.
Exactly.
The game outside the
Yeah.
game,
That's true.
right? So yeah.
I mean, it's no different, in my opinion, it's no different than having the empty buttons on your controller.
That is my favorite.
I do that.
I wake up.
Yeah.
Oh,
All you
man.
guys out there?
Yep.
And I forgot. Oh, so I was playing Nacer at when we were at Wizard World,
Yeah.
and he tried to hit me with the fake buttons, and I like he wasn't doing anything, but he was. I just walked up and hit him in the face, and then I won the round. I was like, that doesn't work on me. I look at the character.
Yeah.
And he just laughs. And now
Anybody who's ever played against Alex Vi, it's like,
Yeah, man, everybody's
that guy is like this kind of.
Oh yeah, he's like the NASCAR racer.
He's like swimming.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
He does like the old lady jogging, fast
Everybody.
jogging thing.
All
He's
the old
like,
players
the
do that.
power walk across the
No,
street.
I mean, I always talk about when
All
he
the
does
old
spin
players.
kick plus fierce, when he jumps at you.
Yeah.
He does spin kick plus fierce, and everyone sees that. They don't even mean to see it. They see it out of the corner there. They see the hand move. They're like, cross up Tatsu. So they block the other way, and then they just walk right into the fierce spot.
It's not even
That's so
just stuff
cheap.
like so. When I played at Combo Breaker last year for my match for top 8, I was playing Shin Tristan, and he knew that I like to look at people's buttons, and that when I hit empty buttons, so he sat like way back there, like literally,
I've seen
yeah, it was like from here to the camera basically is how far away, but he was behind me, but that just messed him up worse. Because I knew that he could see my hands.
Oh, so
So-
you started faking.
On wake up, I'm doing this number over here, right? And then I just walk up and throw him.
Of
And he's
course.
like, I
The
should have
old
just
classic.
sat next to you. Like, it was even worse. And I'm like, yeah, dude.
Dude,
You're gonna
I-
try to double time me? I'll hit you with, like, the triple. It's so, yeah, it's the same thing.
Yep.
My demon, Edma, I always said that he was looking at my buttons. And he's like, I'm not looking at your buttons. And I sat behind him, and but when we sat side by side, he blocked every one of my wake-ups and mediated every time I didn't. And then as soon as I sat behind him, it became way sketchier. Like, I was landing way more wake-up uppercuts on him.
Look, I
was
know
like,
Ed looks.
Yeah,
I played
was-
against Ed too, and I've definitely made him. It's the exact same thing you're talking about, where I was like, Dragon Punch, nothing, and he blocked, and I was wake up grab.
Yeah.
I've definitely landed that on Ed.
and you're like
Sure.
super exaggerated. You're like, and
No,
they're
no,
like, oh
no,
guys, you know.
You just do it normal.
if you super exaggerate,
They'll know it's
people will
fake.
be like,
Dude.
I don't know.
You know,
But that's part of the game. Once again, that's
See,
part
my
of the
friend coached me. He actually told me back in the Southern Hills Golfland days that whenever I wanted to fake an uppercut, I would do this. And
Yeah.
whenever I actually would uppercut, I would do this. So he
Yeah.
was like, you're just reverse
Yeah.
telling, you know?
Yeah, that's true,
You
you
just
do,
reverse telling.
There's a
So
lot. Like I feel like there's so much that goes in, and it's per game, dude. Like
That's why I love side to side. That's
Yeah,
why
same,
I like
same,
side by side.
it's
Head to head, separate
Tekken,
booths, no coach.
I
You're
love,
like,
having, I love having silent buttons because I play
Yeah,
King, who is a
me
grappler,
too.
and he has half circle back forward for giant swing.
Uh-huh.
So if you run up to somebody, especially if it's quiet, and you hear like click 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 click,
Yeah,
button, you're like he's doing giant
For
swing.
sure.
Right,
But now I have silent buttons and a silent stick, and you're like, I don't know what's happening. Like you like, man, is he doing stuff?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you have to break those
I
throws
hear you.
separately. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that continues to grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, it's not this whole esports booth thing. You know, they're supposed to be silent.
yeah,
That's
they
not
don't.
real.
They're not silent.
That's not real.
They're
at all.
not silent.
Yeah, they're not
You
silent.
can still hear stuff. I told somebody that recently. I was like, yeah, you know, even with silent headphone or noise reducing headphones plus boost, noise still gets in there.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, that's impossible. The technology's too good. I'm like,
It's-
dude, it's like a
yo.
cage and a headset. If the crowd is loud enough, you're gonna hear
Like
it.
it's not even a cage. It's not like it's waterproof or like.
It's not like the walls
that.
are this thick. They're
Right.
that. Yeah,
They're
they're
like
like
it's a tiny flimsy piece of
Wood,
Lexan between
yeah.
or wood between you and 1,000 people.
Well, I mean, it
Doesn't
was
matter.
Martin when he was in the LCS,
I've been in those
right?
booths. They don't matter.
He
I
was.
tell you.
Remember the event that you guys all went to cheer Martin on, right?
Yes.
Martin said he could hear everything, right?
Yeah.
And they were all in those plastic booths.
Yeah.
or
So
whatever,
Team MRN, right? They were.
Yeah, for
They
LOL.
were, in,
that's right.
they were in a booth at MLG, and there were probably 10 or so of us fighting game folks there cheering them on.
yeah.
And we were all pretty wasted, and we were super loud. And yeah, like I definitely I don't remember what the other team was. I think it was somebody really good and famous, but I don't remember now.
Okay.
And so I found out what the name of one guy was.
Oh,
You just kept yelling
And I
his name.
just, dude, hey, guy, whatever his name was. hey, you, like super loud.
wow.
I
Did
can
he
tell
ever-
you
David-
that looked at me.
David the
That
Dick.
guy looked at me.
Because it's like one of
Yep.
the sports games. You just
Yeah.
start heckling them.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's,
yeah, yeah,
dude, that's
uh-huh.
exactly what I did. Like,
Dude.
whenever I went to a college football game, believe me,
They can hear
they
you.
didn't like it. The players were
Oh,
not
yeah,
happy.
yeah,
Okay,
about
so you know who? Somebody needs to hire Jeremy.
David the Dick.
Oh,
Someone
yeah.
needs to hire Jeremy as a
Okay.
professional heckler.
Oh yeah, vicious.
That
right?
guy
Yeah,
is
uh-huh.
literally the best.
Dude, well,
You guys
dude,
don't even
look.
know.
He is on another
no,
level.
no, but
I got some stories.
No,
Yeah, I can
Man.
tell you
Me too. I got some
SoCal,
stories.
SoCal was really good. So the Sanchez crew, Luca, those guys, There was an NCR where we changed the outcome of the grand final.
Yeah.
Because one of the players was being like a cocky douchebag, right? And like a whole bunch of the SoCal guys were like, nah, we don't like this guy. We want the other guy to win. And so they just started cheering the other guy and like heckling, and you could just see his game completely fall apart. And he ended up losing because of that crowd.
Jeremy, I could hear Jeremy's voice from corner to corner in a ballroom and know it's him because of the dumb stuff he yelled. Like, you'll do something and he'll just yell like, what the heck was that? He'll like yell it so loud that I know in the headphones.
And he has a very nasally, like,
It's
granddaddy
very-
mom voice. Like,
Hey,
hey, what are you doing? And I'm like,
hey,
oh my
hey,
God.
Literally,
Somebody
hey,
put a sock in that
Hey,
guy.
wait, hey.
he is good, man.
Hey.
He is so good.
I remember-
Everyone says he sounds like me on commentary,
really?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's so nasally. I can't even stand to hear it. Oh,
I remember in
so
SCR,
bad.
man, me and Luca were turning into this guy. I think it was, it was so bad. That is a story. Oh my God. But anyways, yeah.
What
I
about
don't
the
know.
time when one of my friends was at our own college football stadium? He heckled our own kicker so much that the kicker walked to the other side of the bench. It's a big old long football bench.
Right.
Kicker walked to the other side of the bench, and we could see him like complaining about our friend
The
to
noise.
the coach. Doing like these motions, you know, from like 50, 100 feet away. Doing that. And then when it came time for him to actually kick, I don't remember why our friend hated him so much. I don't know.
It was on your own team.
Yeah, it was
dude.
on our own team. Yeah.
Well, that's why
Nice
he
try,
knows him. Yeah.
nice try, dude. You're the one that made me lose.
Yeah, no, but seriously, then he had to kick a field goal on our side of the field, which didn't go well.
Oh
Didn't
no.
go well. Poor Jensen.
Uh,
I don't know what he had out for Jensen, but he did. Anyway, that's the school of cheering I come from.
yeah. That is the best.
David
time.
the Dick.
Yeah,
Comes
everybody's
in there,
You know what?
pops a briefcase, he has a little flask in there.
Yeah. Oh
and,
yeah.
and a
Tequila on
megaphone.
deck.
Hey, you know what time it is. Ultra David the Dick.
No, like if you've never been to an event when your friend plays, yeah, heckling the other guy is like the most fun thing.
It's the best.
It is actually, you get to talk, especially if you actually don't like the person. Oh man, you get to just go nuts. It's so good.
I don't know, David.
Oh,
every
come on.
show.
I don't want.
What is going on?
Just a picture somebody linked of me. I don't know how they even got it.
It's a great picture. That's exactly how you look when you yell in the crowd,
Oh man,
Man, that was like 10 years ago.
huh?
I can just.
That was a
see-
picture of me partying with Washington Redskins cheerleaders.
Oh.
You know.
All right.
Dude,
True
I need
story.
to scroll back and look.
I'm just saying,
No,
man. I
it's
could just
not
see
worth looking at.
like David walking up, partying through an FGC's crowd. Excuse me. And he was like, whack it, whack it, whack it, whack it. Excuse me. Let me get by. Whack it. And he like pops the briefcase. Bam, wow. Whack it. And he's just going there. He's just yelling at the guy. So what's this guy's name? Jimbo. Hey, Jimbo, you're gonna lose. Whack it. Man it. Ultra
And then
David.
he's got the tequila.
Win it. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I'm a very visual person. I apologize.
That is the exact theme song.
And like
though.
his chest hair is like
like
hanging
hanging
out.
out.
Whack it, and he's like his chest all out. Excuse me.
He's doing the rip walk.
He's doing the He's like strutting.
He's
He's like got a briefcase, swinging his arm all hard. Oh my
He
god.
would be doing the rip walk 100%, right? Like
That is 100% the rip walk if you ever want to see it.
Sorry, it's too hot in here now.
Oh man.
I'm all
the rip
slutty.
walk. I forgot about that. Oh man.
Yo, that chest hair is OD, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't much that scares me in this world, but a confident guy with a button-up shirt with that taco meat hanging out the top, hey, that guy, I'm watching him the entire time.
You don't know
I
where
don't care. Are
it's
you okay?
going.
Are you crying? This dude, Sajin, is crying right now.
Oh my god.
Sajin is legit.
Because it's so true.
It is. Oh my god. Anyways.
Half
What do
a
you
flask
think
of
of-
tequila down.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And you see a one guy up on stage,
Oh,
we gotta
man.
get that guy out of there. And David's shirt's like 4 buttons down now. He's got like a beer gut hanging out. You can't tell me what to do. Get your hands off of me, you sons of
I thought this was America. America.
I thought this was America.
Oh man.
Now I'm Randy.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
So coaching,
It's all right. We're past that now.
Yeah, okay. No, fair enough.
The moral of the story is chest hair and alcohol and cheering.
I'm just saying, you want to be a dick, aka scare the hell out of me? You know what to do, man. I'm just saying. I don't
How
touch
did you
anybody.
commentate with Donkey? He had the whole thing hanging out.
Why do you think it bothers me so much? That's that. That picture was a picture. That was his father right there.
Yeah.
In the making.
Actually, Donkey's father.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And he's wearing them short shorts.
He's wearing them short
hanging
shorts.
Out and, oh.
The shorts above the knee, and you can see like the hair covered leg, and he's like, "This is the most aggravating."
And he just, did you hear that?
He looks so proud of himself. Like, this is. Tell me more. This is somebody.
Redskins cheerleader somewhere.
Redskins. I remember
Donkey.
David the Dick.
Oh man.
Dude, I mean.
Oh man, she probably doesn't. I can tell you, probably top 3 most frightening experiences in my life that I've been like least prepared to deal with is a group of super hot Redskins cheerleaders are dancing in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
They're professional dancers.
Mm-hmm.
They're all super hot. They just want to hang out with each other. And my friends and I tried to break in there and do a dance. And
Was it like an actual circle?
it was literally a circle.
Yeah, man, you signed up for failure right there.
Zero.
You never break a. If it's a circle of females, man, the girls, you don't do
Didn't
that.
work at all. Didn't work at all.
Oh man.
Well, my buddy was dating a cheerleader. They went back way before she was a cheerleader, so we were friends with some of them. But so I wasn't getting with them. So anyway, I was only friends with that girl. All right.
Alright. Whatever you say. Only friends.
You saw what he just did, right? You saw what he just did.
Did you just eat that apple core?
What, did he?
Yeah, he did.
That is gross, dude. What is your problem?
He's done this on stream
We've been
before.
over those, right?
He's
No.
done this on stream
I don't think
before.
it's that weird.
No, it
Chest
wasn't
hair,
apple
apple cores. This
Chest
guy is
hair,
something
apple
else.
core. Oh man.
I don't know.
Yeah, he just does that.
And you're
First time
okay
he
with
did
this?
that, no, it freaked me out. Like the first time he did that.
You don't
Like,
like
I'm glad.
Why don't we get it?
that freaked me the hell out.
It's just a. What do you think an apple core is made of?
I don't know.
I don't want to know.
I
That's
don't
the
wanna
problem.
know.
Some mild poison, okay? But other than that, it's like the rest of the apple.
It's like I don't
No, it's
know,
not.
man.
Yeah, it is.
It's like an alien part of the apple.
Nope,
it's
it's
not
just an
part
apple,
of the rest
dude.
of the
Yeah, that's true.
It's just an apple.
I see exactly what you're talking about. That it is like the alien part of the apple, dude.
Yeah.
It's the least alien part. It's like the most inner.
So
to the
when you
apple.
finish eating a piece of chicken, do you eat the bone?
Actually, yeah. I mean, have you ever had?
Wait,
bone marrow?
what?
Have you had marrow?
Keep your arms on that
I
side
know,
of the
dude.
table.
Girls got it on your hands, man. You ever eat apple
bone
cores?
marrow?
Have
Did
I
you
ever
have-
had
did you-
bone? I'm not one of the bone cracking, sucking the sinew from inside
All
of a
right.
chicken.
Well,
piece of
I'm just
chicken.
telling you. You know what?
Am I missing out?
Marrow's pretty good. Yeah.
I don't know about
It's
all
kind
that.
of buttery. You can spread it on
It's
toast.
kind
You know
of
what?
buttery. You
Marrow-
can
He just
said you
spread
can
it
spread it on toast?
Dude,
What a
marrow-
weirdo!
Marrow is like super
Come on, folks,
bottom
you gotta
tier
back
in
me up.
MVC2. Marrow is hella bottom tier in MVC2. I'm trying to bring it back to fighting game for the time. I'm trying, I swear to God.
Marrow's
Anyways.
pretty good.
No, marrow. People do eat
You
marrow.
I don't
can
know
you can
about
buy
all
it
that.
as a dish. Like
People
you can
do
go to
eat marrow.
places
People
and
do
like
eat marrow.
order the marrow.
No.
Fact.
Nah, dude, I'm cool.
Fact.
Yeah, I'm alright.
Don't invite me over to your house. Y'all got people over there eating apple cores and chicken balls. I'm cool, man.
It's just a bowl
Hey,
of apple
Steve,
core.
you want to come in? No, dude, I'm gonna eat my food on the front porch. It's okay.
David's like, I've prepared the apple cores.
It's like a
Took me a
bowl
solid week
No,
to
I'm
eat
extra
30
apple
apples.
cores.
He's eating 30 apples and
what
just
is
left
that?
the
Look, I got an apple core, right?
You have an
You throw
apple
out-
core.
you
He
throw out
throws
the
the apple
outside.
away. He just throws the
Yeah.
and he just eats.
And is eating chicken wing bone
Hey,
marrow.
man. Hey, dude, you want some chicken? Just let me get all this stupid meat
Meat
off
off
of
of it,
here.
yeah.
Give me that bone. He eats it like a Slim Jim. That's gross, man. Anyways,
Marrow's
Coaching.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll have you know.
well, you can't sell that to me.
Next time we go back to France, James or whoever comes with me, we'll go out not for escargot but for marrow. Anyway, go on.
I'll take the escargot.
He was so close.
When we come back,
I feel like I have to try it.
when we come back, we will be discussing results from this past weekend,
Okay.
Okay.
including Dreamhack and Wizard World, which were the events that we were at.
Okay.
That's true.
Sounds great. Let's do that.
All right.
All right.
We'll be back shortly. Apple cores, huh? One step away. One step away from eating people. One step away. Don't-
Apple cores and bones.
Apple core bones. One step away from eating actual people. Ultra
Actual
Dave.
cannibal ultra David.
Oh my god.
Ultra Cannibal Dave.
I tried to click on the break button and Steve pushed my hand away.
I'm sorry.
I couldn't click it.
I'm
I
sorry.
couldn't click the button.
one, but I'm telling you.
All right, welcome back to the show. Let's talk about events that happened this past weekend now. And do you want to start with Dreamhack?
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Dreamhack,
All right.
of course, first time Dreamhack. Normally an event that takes place only in Europe. Finally has spread its wings and head over here to the United States, and it threw its first event here in Dreamhack, in Dreamhack, in Austin.
Oh, I might get a delay. Is that what it is? This is no mic.
They said there's no mic.
Wow.
Did the audio die? Well, I see the thing is going
Yeah,
here.
the thing is going.
I don't know. Also, when you said spread its wing, I imagine like a bald eagle flying to America. Like, this is Dreamhack now.
Welcome to Dreamhack.
It just soars in, talons out. That'd
It's
be sick.
America, dude. Now it's America.
I say it's
hell
fine.
yeah.
All right, cool.
I think they were just talking about the commercial break. So.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we turned it off for a bit. Okay.
Anyway, so Dreamhack happened. There were obviously a bunch of games because that's how Dreamhack runs. There was, a bunch of shooters where people shoot stuff with guns, and then there was
I saw like turn-based
StarCraft.
card games and stuff.
there was a
like that.
turn-based card game. That's right, called
Where they
Hearthstone.
did cards and
They
stuff.
were like,
I saw like a mythical like a cockfighting game or something like that where you like collect animals and made them fight against each other. In, like,
Noah's Ark. That's what
arena.
that's
Oh, that
oh,
makes
okay,
sense,
that
yeah.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was also Pokken, and there was
Oh.
also Street Fighter V.
So you watch Pokken, huh?
I tried to watch a bunch of Pokken, although I only could watch so much. So we were there for Street Fighter V to commentate that.
Wow.
And there were a good 300 plus people, I believe,
A lot
in
of
the
good
tournament.
players there, a
Yeah,
lot
as
of
well as
good
a lot
players
of established top players.
Are you talking about Street Fighter?
Street Fighter.
Okay.
Yeah,
I had heard the entrance were lower. Was it 300?
that's what we were told.
There was a lot of pools there, so
Right,
I know.
okay.
I know for like the 10 a.m. pools, like Justin, he always gets the early pools, but no one showed up, so he played one game and qualified.
Oh, sick.
Right, so this is what you might be talking about. There were 300 plus people signed up,
Right.
but then because signing up was free, not everybody actually showed up.
Right.
Okay.
So I don't know how many people actually showed up,
Okay.
but some number less than 300.
It was really cool. It
Yeah,
was
that
it
makes
was a
sense.
cool event though. It's definitely it's different, I guess, than what we're used
I mean,
to.
it's Max Esports, but
Right.
but like there were a ton of setups, like an absurdly large amount of setups.
Dude,
Oh,
they
very
had like
cool.
60 machines for like a pool, like to run like 4 pools or something
Wow.
like that.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was-
ridiculous.
No, there were 64 machines for 8 pools, is what it was.
Dude,
So
that's
there were
That's a lot.
8 setups per pool,
Yeah, so basically most machines weren't being used most of the time.
which meant that everybody could play casuals if they
Yeah,
wanted to.
yeah,
It meant
yeah.
that pools went super quickly.
I hope that Evo has a similar number of setups, if not more.
Dude,
Because there's going to be a quadrillion
I
people
hope
there.
more, yeah.
Dude, 4,000 engines, probably gonna get to 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
gonna
hope
be
so.
ridiculous.
Anyway, it was really cool, and everything seemed like it was really well run, and the games are good. So,
Yeah.
all right. You want to hop into results then?
Sure, no problem. Do you want to do this or?
Oh, you can do it if you have it up already. Sure.
Okay. So top 8. We'll just do top 8.
Sounds
okay?
good.
Tied for 7th was EG's Ricky Ortiz, who was using only Nash.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
She basically said that she really wanted to learn how to use that character, so that was the only character that she used. Really smart thing to do, by the way. I just want to mention, like, if you're trying to learn a secondary character, you have to force yourself into those clutch situations, not run back to your primary character all the time. So as a result, I think having Nash and Chun-Li as your 2 characters is going to be
Good
gonna
choices.
make her really dangerous.
I feel like her problems are mostly against characters that project. Like her anti-projectile stuff isn't super great. I mean, she still probably beats everybody, but
Right.
Nash fights Ryu and Ken, so it's like
yeah.
if you want to fight against Ryu and Ken, that makes sense.
Also tied for 7th, all the way from France. Melty's Will Tupac with Laura, which was awesome for many, many reasons. Obviously, one, look, France came out and played. That's super cool, right? And 2, again, Laura's just not a character that gets much play here in the U.S. Like,
That's
people
true,
think
yeah.
she sucks. But then, like, all these Lauras from Europe and previously from Europe doing super well with that character, so...
I think that's kind of cool that Europe has like Laura and Bison.
Yeah!
You don't see like a ton of that in the U.S.
We had a Laura at Wizard World too.
Yeah, we did.
She was actually pretty good.
Okay.
All right.
Tied for 5th place was PG F Champ with Dulcim and Fubar Duck with Armika.
That was sick.
Yeah. We had a really cool Armika, very
good ground game.
methodical. Yeah,
Yeah.
very
It
methodical.
was very technical.
He had a lot.
Yeah, he
of
got every
crazy
counter hit
stuff.
strong into EX Bud. It was cool.
Yeah.
4th place was F3's Alucard with Birdie and Nikali.
Lots of birdie.
3rd place was Ultra Arcade's Cyanide with Ken.
I mean, what a great showing
Nice.
by
Yeah,
Cyanide.
Cyanide's
We had
sick.
saw him at Texas Showdown. He did really good this weekend.
Cyanide's a sick dude. My favorite thing he does is in the corner with Ken, you do crouching jab and you just crouch block. And if they throw it, whiffs.
I've seen that. Yeah.
So that's all. He would just go to the corner and do crouching jab. And then like you try to crouch tech and then the throw whiffs and he confirms the target combo.
Yeah.
It's really
It's
good.
really good bait.
2nd place was Liquid Knuckle Dew using Nash and Armika and one-time Guile.
Ugh.
It got blown up.
Yeah.
Right, but that was his version of putting on the shades in this game. He
Yeah.
said
Did not say that exact same thing. I
did.
said that exact thing.
Oh,
over the city.
Let me tell you what happened. So it was like, oh, like winners finals is happening. It's like Justin and Knuckle Deuce. We were in the kitchen at Rick's house for Wizard World. We're like, let's go put it on. So Rick like turns on the TV and like goes to the thing and it's like, and Justin Wong advances to grand finals. And we're like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like it was that fast.
It was legitimately like walking
Yeah,
from the bathroom here.
Here, and yeah, and we're like, it's over already, and we're like, what the heck
Well,
happened?
that's
So-
exactly what happened. And he
Yeah.
only picked Guile at the end because you could tell the audience was like kind of
Yeah.
egging him on to do it.
Yeah, Justin told me at Northwest Majors he thinks Karen beats Kyle really bad.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I was like, all right.
I could see that.
Well, spoiler alert, you mentioned Grand Winners Finals already. The winner of this tournament was Mr. Justin Wong with Karen and only Karen.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, I mean, maybe even 2 weeks ago, I was like, who's the best in the U.S.? At this point in time, I don't even think that there's a reason to question it.
Yeah.
It's Justin. I feel like he's kind of like how Infiltration is with the rest of the world. I feel like that's where Justin is against everybody else in the States right now. I feel like Justin just has an understanding of this game much higher than everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, we've been saying that it suits him since before the game came out. You know, and I think going back to final round where he got 3rd, right?
I thought it was NCR.
You're right. It was
NCR, he got 3rd. Final round, he just missed it because he lost to Haitani.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
NCR. Going back to then, I thought maybe he's the best in the U.S., but yeah, definitely now. I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if anyone can start giving him any competition or get up to his level, or if people can figure out what it is that he's doing that's better than.
He's had some
everybody
close sets. Like, okay, so at Warzone, he lost the Filipino man 3-1.
else. Right.
That was kind of a bodying. And
Right,
then
right.
he had a real close set with Chris at Northwest Majors.
It's true.
And he had a close set with Filipino champ
at
at
this one.
Dreamhack. So
Yeah.
it's not like he's completely out of reach of anybody, but yeah, probably the best.
I agree. And then there were people who were not even in top 8 who were big names. Chris Tatarian, Pierre Balrog, Sien, all 9th. 13th were K-Brad and Julio. LPN. By the way, I really liked Oliver Queen's Ryu as well.
Yeah, he was another one of the like Cyanide. He was like the 2nd level Cinderella player that could jump in there.
That was cool. Yeah. It was a really good tournament, you know. I really enjoyed watching it. And it's always cool to see people from Texas play.
Yeah.
Did you guys have fun?
Cool, man.
Oh yeah.
Well, for us, I mean, the thing about it was really a fun event and everything like that. Just getting there sucked.
Oh, yeah?
all.
Oh, I heard you had some crazy.
Oh, it
snap
was
to it.
tough.
Yeah, basically
Weekend.
we had a red-eye flight that started in LAX, went to San Francisco, then to Austin, and our connection for when we landed in SFO was about half an hour that we had in there. And in LAX, when our plane got on the tarmac, it stopped, and the guy was like, sorry, they just told us wheels up, we can't go anywhere for an hour.
Oh, good.
So
Yeah.
we basically didn't go anywhere for an hour, got to SFO, tried to get a flight, couldn't do it, and then basically had to get a flight at 6 in the morning, tried to stand in line to get hotel vouchers, but seriously, that line was everybody that was there because everybody missed the flight, right?
Right.
So by the time we would have gotten the vouchers and made it to the hotel, we would have slept for like an hour and had to wake up. So we were like, screw this, we just slept in the airport for like 3 hours, woke up, and then flew there and landed at like 1:30 and felt like the grossest human beings possible.
I mean, I was sick enough that I was wearing a mask even before we left.
Yeah.
So that lack of sleep definitely did not help that situation.
Yeah.
It was definitely,
Sounds pretty rough.
definitely a gnarly weekend. So I didn't really go out Saturday night in Austin, which is a shame because that place is awesome. But
Yeah.
oh well.
What can you do?
What can you do? That was how it happened. Pokken tournament results for Dreamhack.
Pokken tournament.
7th place, TYM Bolamar. Do you know that name?
No.
I don't either, but it's Test Your Might. I
Is
assume-
it actually Test Your
I
Might?
assume-
Oh,
I don't know.
interesting. Okay.
I don't know. I asked a few people there and they didn't know, so I just wondered if you knew. Lucario, 7th place, Swillow with Mewtwo. 5th was Masquerain with Gardevoir. I'm learning all these Pokemon names now, by
That's good.
the way. Yeah. 5th, NG Obscure with Mewtwo. 4th, Circa Suicune Master with Suicune. Right?
That's what you would expect, yeah.
Yeah. 3rd was T-Lock CPU with Shadow Mewtwo. 2nd place, DNT8 Catfight with Chandelure, which was pretty sick.
Yeah.
And then winner was Bim with Sceptile, who had some super dirty setups.
And people said they didn't think Sceptile was that good.
Really?
And a lot of people don't think he's that good.
Oh man, that character seems like it has some dirtiness in there. So
Yeah,
like,
Sceptile
that's cool.
Sceptile, he plays like Yoshimitsu in Tekken.
How's it going, James?
Really?
The chat is just spamming who killed Pokemon.
Well, it's an honest question, James.
James, I mean,
Just
hey,
like you, they want the answer.
Chandelure, super sick. 2nd place. A lot of people talked about that character being like one of the best, but I'm not sure if that's really true.
yeah.
The game's so cool.
There were a couple Mewtwo's in there, and Shadow Mewtwo, which I think is like probably more where the top tier is. But
Shadow
we'll
Mewtwo,
see.
I heard, is like
That
still
character got
really,
nerfed,
really
but
good.
it's-
Yeah, they nerfed that
it's still really
character.
good.
Alright.
Well, I mean, he had an infinite block
Yeah,
string.
it had a
right?
fireball,
So that's
a
kind
fireball
of a
block string. It was
problem.
kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Also had this thing where you can stay in a phase, like in heads up mode.
Dual phase.
Yeah, it was crazy. But they took it out.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was Dreamhack.
Tiger Uppercut.
Thaiger Uppercut, which took place in Thailand this weekend. Let's do top 8 there. 7th place was Udil MJS Haitani with Nakali.
Mm-hmm.
Also tied with HM Dogura, who used M Bison.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool for me to see M Bison do really well, because everyone says he's bad, and so it's
Yeah.
like M
Not
Bison.
Europe.
I'm like,
Europe
yeah,
thinks he's
Europe
good,
is,
doesn't
yeah. 5th place was Gamerby with Nakali and Marn with Armika. 4th place, Razor Gact with Nash. 3rd place, HM Goichi with Chun-Li. 2nd place, Sonic with Laura.
That was super
Hey.
sick.
Yep. And 1st place, HM Eita with Ken. So Ken takes another one. Interesting. Because the thing about it is, like, Ken's winning. Like, so also at Street Fighter Crash that weekend, I should mention that Momochi actually beat the entirety of Team Razor, I think.
Yeah.
All first to one.
Yeah, and including Infiltration.
Yeah.
So
It was close.
Ken
And that
is-
was a crazy comeback for him to take that round.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. I was like, there's no way he's gonna.
Yeah.
It's never have it with that character.
Yeah.
No.
You need 2
One
hits.
good neutral jump,
Yep,
and you're
yep.
terrified.
He's like, alright, mid-screen shimmy, corner carry.
Yeah.
Next hit, stun.
Yeah.
V-trigger off low strong, you're dead. Like, there's like so many ways.
I mean, it's interesting because, like, all the Ken players don't even think Ken's that good, right? Ken players are always like, oh, he's like 6 or 7.
They're
That's-
notorious whiners, though.
Yeah.
Most
Come
of those
on,
Ken
man.
players.
I mean, I basically tweeted
That
out that every
character's
character
so
in this
bad.
game-
Are you serious right now? Okay, well.
I actually tweeted out that according to everybody, every character's like 6th or 7th best. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's where everyone puts their character.
I think most people have like top 3 or 4, kind of similar.
It's like Chun-Li and Ryu are at the top, and then Fang and Zangief are always at the bottom. That's kind of general, and then everybody else is just in there. So.
Some people have Rashid at the bottom instead, like lower than Fang.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I was talking with a couple people like Alucard and Julio this weekend, and neither of them, no, I should say Alucard doesn't have Nikali in top 5 or Ken in top 5.
Okay.
Really?
Neither one, yeah.
I'm gonna have to talk to
He
him.
would put Karen up there, which I think is like not unreasonable.
Justin thinks Karen's the 3rd best character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he thinks Karen's top 3, and I mean the way he uses her, it's hard for him. It's hard to not see why he thinks so, because the way he blows some people up with that character is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Good job to Sonic. That's cool.
And Eita for winning with Ken.
Yeah, Sonic,
which was
who. So,
Ken.
So Sonic got second place previous to the DreamHack top 8, and I was like, oh, look at the European players doing super well, and Sonic like tweeting me, he's like, dude, I've been living in Hong Kong for like 2 years now. I was like, oops, sorry. But he's from Europe, but he's only learned Street Fighter V in Hong Kong. Okay. But I guess if you have that European blood in you, then you're going to be good with Laura, I guess. So.
You should play Bison too.
Yeah. But no, honestly, it's super awesome to see Laura doing that well, especially in such a stacked tournament where a lot of people probably just don't think... Like, you know, you're going to see people be like, oh, well, this tournament didn't have a lot of good players. That's why that Laura did well. But, I mean, Sonic getting second... I mean, he
awesome
wasn't...
list of players.
Ada had to come in from loser side.
Right.
He actually had to win 2 sets to beat Sonic.
And Haitani got third at what, final round it was?
Yeah.
Something like that. He lost to Tokido because Tokido made that crazy comeback.
Which one?
That was... No, Tokido did that on Justin?
No,
Tokido did that to
Haitani.
Yeah, where he did like Denji guard break, dash forward, dash back, and then yeah. So like Haitani should have probably got second at that tournament. Yeah, he was really good, and he got 7th. So
yeah, no, strong tournament for sure.
Okay.
Oh, detonate, not DNT8. I see. Sorry, I got a name wrong earlier.
Oh.
Also, that took place this weekend, I guess, was an event called Devil's Playground 5, which was a Vampire Savior event, which is really cool. I guess Devil's Playground is basically, I guess 6 players qualified, and then the last 2 were like same day qualifiers.
Oh, okay.
So there's a few Sasquatches, you said? Okay, well,
yeah. So 7th place was Hellbeat using Zabel, aka Lord Raptor. Also tied for 7th was Sakamoto with QB. And 5th place was Koappa with Sasquatch. Tied with that was Nakanishi with Bishaman. 4th place was Buzz with Gallon, aka Talbane. Yeah. 3rd place was Didi with Sasquatch. 2nd place, Komemaru with Zabel, aka Lord Raptor. And 1st place, Kaji with Lilith. Interesting.
I was about to say,
like,
am I out of touch for it?
Yeah. What? That's really
Vampire
surprising.
Savior.
Yeah.
I was going to wait for you guys, but yeah, that doesn't look right at all.
Right, yeah.
That just seems like one of those situations that Kaji is just like super good.
Interesting.
He's been playing, he never stopped playing.
Probably.
There are people like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's actually really cool.
Talbin, though.
Interesting, yeah.
Talbin's sick.
Yeah, I'm a big Donovan guy.
Donovan's cool.
It was streamed on Nico, but Donovan wasn't in Vampire.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's why I didn't play it.
Although I will say, when they moved him to the home version of it, they did a really sick job on Donovan. I really liked what they did.
But he wasn't tournament legal though.
No,
so I was just like, well, I'm not playing this game.
But he was just always such a cool concept for a character.
He's such a sick character.
Because I like the fact that in Vampire Savior, when they put him in, and when you plant the sword, you can strike it with lightning. So it became like a screen. Like you kind of controlled the screen.
I'm with you, dude.
And then you could launch it, and then Donovan was
like every character in that series except for Sasquatch is super sick.
Man, you don't like Sasquatch?
He seems like the most basic, uninteresting character ever.
He's a giant puffball.
You hop forward, my load's a lower overhead.
Well, that was Vampire Savior for sure. Yeah.
That's it.
It's interesting because
he was top tier.
I like how he's holding it so close to the heart.
I just think he was boring. I don't know. Every other character was super cool though.
Wizarding World.
Wizarding World.
Wizard World.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure it's Wizard World.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm thinking
Who killed Wizarding World's dad?
No. I'm talking about Universal Studios.
Of course.
They just opened up
Harry
Potter's Wizarding World.
You know they had a booth there for it?
No.
It was the Wizarding World booth at Wizard World, and I was like, this is complicated.
Did they have butterbeer?
No, but they tried to hand me flyers every time I walked by.
I just
really
filled one out so they could leave me alone.
Yeah, I didn't fill out anything. I was like, I just like deflected, I was like, this kind of stuff.
I think it's odd that they don't post these results so we can just see them.
Well,
we got to talk to them about that. But
top 3.
Top 3 was
3rd place was Mike Webb, who played Nash. Was really good. He beat Hanzo Gonzo, so he's really good.
He's actually from St. Louis.
He's from St. Louis.
Wait, Hanzo's there, and did he make top 3?
No.
Hanzo did make top.
Not even top 8.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened to Hanzo?
I don't know. He's a legend.
At one point, he was the number 1 Nikali on the leaderboards. That's true.
Mistakes were made.
That's true.
2nd place was Kangaroo, who played Karen, was really good. 1st place was Nasser. and we got to watch his Ryu whiff, throw, fierce uppercut. It was the sickest. Everybody got hit by all the things.
Nasser won the tournament, huh?
Yeah.
So there wasn't that many good players that. No, I'm just kidding.
Nasser would beat everybody in this room. That's the best part. And like everybody in the chat, including Hanzo Gonzo. Right there.
I played him in online sets. I think we're even, but like it's super frustrating.
It's so annoying, right?
I was like, I know he's gonna do stupid stuff.
So
I know it.
When I play
But
him,
then he does different stupid stuff than what I think he's gonna do.
right. I played him, right? And I did the exact
He's
like
good.
him and I went about even with every character I played, and I feel like I never played the matchup, like the Ryu matchup in my life. I literally played block or not block, and so I played a character who was like day one with, and we went even, and then I picked a character I knew, and he beat me like in that set, and I was like,
yeah.
did I just guess right
No,
more
it's
in the
not.
other set? Like what happened? It was like so
He
like
played Cammy against me first, and I like beat him up, and then he switched to Ryu, and I was like, I don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why his playstyle does it matter that he's playing Ryu?
probably not.
Right? Like I feel like he would play exactly the same if he played Cammy or if
Any
he
character
played,
with
like,
an invincible uppercut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can anybody?
Yeah, because I was crush countering the crap out of him. He was like, I'm just gonna wake up DP. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, and then he switched, and I still got bopped.
And it doesn't matter. Yeah, he's just gonna.
I don't think that makes sense, but all right.
But yeah, but it was pretty good. It was some really unique players there, people that we hadn't seen. I say unique, not to get away from good, but it was just the fact that these guys that were playing, like they were all good.
Yeah.
And Nasser he's not a bad player.
He's
so.
not. No, for sure.
Yeah, sure. And Tekken there was really good.
Oh my god,
Tekken was
sick.
crazy.
So I can't remember all of top 5,
Right.
but I'm pretty sure it was like Gio got 5th. Weapon
Mateo was
X,
up there right there.
Mateo, I
Weapon
think
X.
he got 4th, and then Weapon X, who's from SoCal. They actually had a few out of towners. They had
cool.
guys from New York came, guys from
Sparrow
Tennessee, Sparrow Gin. It was a bunch of people. Some friends from St. Louis came.
That's nice.
It was actually a pretty fleshed out bracket, but when it came to the results, I can't remember who got 5th and 4th, but 3rd was Mystic Bill from New York. 2nd was Rip.
Mm-hmm. Again. Again. Like that's like the 3rd time.
And 1st was Zero the Shadow. Zero the Shadow was playing Claudio. Rip was playing
cool.
Law. Mystic Bill was playing, I believe he's playing Claudio as well too. Claudio, I think he was playing Claudio. But that's a new character. And Rip just complained about, it being a new
Everything.
character.
But the best thing was, so Rip was making all these faces. Every time you get hit, he's like, you're not doing
They
this.
have
and
a
then
reel of his reaction.
there was a
faces.
highlight replay, and it was just Rip's reactions. And it was so good because it starts with really positive. There's even one where he's like, I'm the best, and you can see, and he goes, I'm the best, and he points to the other guy, and then like he does that. And then as it goes on, as he's losing the set, it gets more and more depressed. And there's one where he literally goes like this, and it looks like he was gonna throw up. Like it was that bad. And then he finally loses, and he's like,
That's awesome.
Did they upload this to YouTube?
it should be.
I wanna see
It's
that.
on the archive, but the best part is Street Fighter comes up, and me and him are commentating top 8. And then we're like, all right, we're going to go to our first match. And then they put the reel up. And they play the reel. And I'm like, talk me through this, Rip. And he's just like, man, why is this on here? Don't we have Street Fighter matches to go to? And blah, blah, blah.
That's awesome.
It was so good. The reel was amazing.
It's awesome.
Oh, it was so perfect.
So did anyone here actually get a chance to watch Arturo on Thaiger the Beast?
Yeah, we were out watching it.
Watched it. We were all there making our claims like he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that, he's gonna beat these people, and we were wrong because they got beat up pretty bad.
Yeah.
Indeed, God
I mean, I
damn.
heard Daigo like busted out like some crazy anti-Dalsum stuff, or
Well, they
He played so aggressive.
Yeah.
It was like way more aggressive than I expected. It was
The
like
thing is-
finally he was like Daigo Ryu.
right. Well, because that's the thing is Daigo's not played aggressive Ryu in Street Fighter V yet. I feel like, and so to hear that he's actually played super aggressive Ryu is
And you
kind of
knew he
exciting.
felt confident after it because after he beat Art, and it first it's like the game screen and it cuts back and Daigo's face is like the camera.
He like stood
And he
up.
legit was looking at the camera and then he backs up and sits down.
Yeah, it's like
And I was just like, wow.
he popped off.
Okay, and that was after Art lost to Fudo as well, 5-1. And then he lost to Daigo 5-0.
Yeah.
Arturo won the first game against Fudo.
Yeah.
And they got 5-0'd and then 5-0'd.
Dude, people are getting really creative with these nicknames, by the way, since the Perfect Legend one, right?
Okay.
So it's Arturo Zero Sanchez
Oh,
with the
Yeah,
5.
Arturo 5 Ochez or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty good.
0 and 5, yeah.
It's clever.
I mean, And of course Arturo took to Twitter to say like, hey, these guys are really good, like really good.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
But Fudo and Daigo also said that they had very, very hard tech using, I can't remember the Dawson player's name.
But Mochi, they played
Yep.
Mochi.
They said they but if you go back and you look at the set, you'll see that there was some stuff that was happening that you was like, there's no way that you're doing this on reaction. Like Fudo was doing some crazy teleport tech where he would do buffer EX grab on teleport and catch him out of the air every time. And Daigo was doing kind of like the same tech. It was just a bunch of like hard reads happening and crazy punishes.
Fudo had this tech with Crouching Fierce. Like with the spot he did it was so good because if Arturo back teleported or whatever, he would just chase him with air throw every time. And it was like, and everything he did was, so he'd go full screen. If Arturo does a limb, he V reversals it.
Yeah.
And if Mika gets V reversal, it sucks you in.
Oh,
So it was like
sucks you in.
screen.
And then she does dash forward and she's plus. So Dawson has to
damn.
Dawson has to guess.
As if the Mika Dawson match wasn't kind of bad already.
Well, I'll tell you, Art thought that Sim beat Mika.
Yeah.
He was like one of the few who thought that. But
Interesting.
that makes me think twice.
Yeah, V reversing limbs from far, and every time he did blast on block, Yoga like he would do like back medium kick blast.
Yeah.
He would V reversal it and then take the force the mix up every time.
Yeah.
I mean, to Arturo, a lot of people are blowing up Art. Look, Art is an amazing player, and to his credit, even a lot of the Japanese players told him, like, if you lived in Japan, you'd be one of the best. Like, they said that to him.
I mean, a major compliment is the fact that they told him, they're like, hey, we had to go train for this.
Yeah.
That's not something that was just going to happen. Like, they didn't just say, like, oh, you're free. They were just like, look, we knew
we
you
haven't
were
played the
coming,
game in a
you
month.
know?
You suck.
Do you remember 2 Capcom Cups ago when people asked Daigo about Snake Eyes? Like,
Oh, yeah.
are you worried about Snake Eyes? He's like, it's just Zangief. Like, they asked him, how did you prepare for Snake Eyes? He's like, it's just Zangief.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't even practice. He didn't do anything, and then he blew up Snake Eyes, right? So.
Yeah, he did.
But I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true that is.
I don't know. Hard to
Daigo's got
Daigo-
and I'm not taking anything
What are you
away
trying
from.
to say?
I'm just saying.
You
I
said
just.
Daigo's got that extra layer of mind games.
I'm
Dude,
just
the way he
saying.
beats Snake Eyes, I feel like that's the truth.
You
Like,
just think he just.
when he plays Snake Eyes, it's like,
Yeah,
man,
he just
Yeah.
outfits his own.
It's
It's just
like-
standing in a better spot.
always. Yeah, it feels like it's like not a match.
Yeah.
And that Snake Eyes is so good, it's crazy that
Right.
happens.
Yeah.
for
And
sure.
I'm keep in mind, chat. I mean, now they're all talking about how Zangief sucks. This was back in
Street Fighter 4,
that,
yeah.
that Daigo did this. So
Well, I mean, regardless. I mean, I
Anyway.
feel like. I mean, watching that set between those players, though, and the tech that they came up with in that short amount of time, regardless how long they had to perfect it, and then, and put it into their game, I'm still amazed. I feel like once I saw that, I was like, there's a lot more to this game that's still left to be unearthed, you know?
And the best part is like the first hour of the stream was them just showing off the anti-Dawson tech they were about to do. They're like, here's what's about
this
to
is
go
how
down.
we're gonna beat up Arturo.
Yeah.
They gave you the battle plan?
Yeah, they're like,
Oh,
look,
man.
we're gonna break it down like this. And
jeez.
Arturo was like there. He was in
Oh,
person.
really?
Yeah, he like saw it all.
Oh jeez, that
So it's
sucks.
like it's not like it
That's
was anything
part
else.
of the mind game, man.
That's like, you know what that makes
Enemy
me
territory.
It's like that True Lies scene where like Schwarzenegger's sitting there. He's like, he's got with the truth
Oh,
serum. And they're
yeah.
like, I'm going to escape. How are you going to do that? Well, I'm going to pick I'm going to grab the knife there, stab you, use you as a human shield, and do all this stuff.
They used them as a human shield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what they did,
It's
dude. He
pretty
told
rough.
him exactly how he was going to kill him. So.
But yeah, I mean, I saw that, and like I said, I was impressed with the level of play, and I was impressed with the tech. But like I said, it just made me think about where Street Fighter V stands
Yeah.
as a super tech.
Well, I mean, the one thing about that game I've always said that I like about it so much is I really do feel like it allows for a lot more player creativity and a lot more personality to shine through. So.
I think the game's super player versus player.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, especially this game, and I've never been one to like say, well, you need to fight the player, but in this game, it's on such a small scope that you're fighting the person. You're not
Agreed,
fighting
man.
the character too much.
All right, what's coming up, Jimmy?
Well, some coming up events this weekend. There's a Battle Arena Melbourne 8, which is taking place in Australia. It's going to be a lot of streams there. Wow. So there's
Wow, there's so
streams.
many.
Yeah, twitch.tv/New Game Plus TV, Googie Gaming, 0x_FGC, SAS Melbourne Smash, Melbourne Melee, Kaizmo, and Jet Smash.
That's like one for every game, basically.
Yeah, I know. That's because the games list is Melee, Smash 4, Street Fighter 5, MKXL, USF 4, Dead or Alive, Exerd, BBC PEX, and Tekken 7.
There's 9 games.
Oh, and Tekken 7?
And 7 streams.
That's awesome. That sounds like a big thing.
It definitely sounds like it's a big thing.
Yep.
When does that start?
That is starting on Friday, Australia time, so 6 a.m. apparently.
For our time?
Yeah.
Okay. Pacific time?
For, I think it would be Pacific time. I'm not sure which time zone Malice is on, who makes this calendar. So. Oh, but since this is Google Calendar, it might adjust to our location. Okay. All right.
Anyway.
Also coming up this weekend, Lapchi is throwing Canada Cup Vancouver Series. So it's just like a little extra Canada Cup event on the side. I know, like.
Do we know when the real, like the big Canada Cup is?
October. In fact, that's
Oh, okay.
something that we're going to talk about in just a little bit.
Okay.
I have news on that.
Oh, okay.
Patience, Steve.
I don't know. It got me thinking about it.
This was actually mostly kind of a Marvel event. Like, there's definitely Street Fighter V there, but a lot of the exhibitions are very Marvel based. So Justin Wong's going to be there, Kane Blue River's going to be there, B-Ball's going to be there, of course Air's going to be there, but they will be playing Street Fighter V, UMVC3, MKXL, Pokken, Exerd, Revelator, Uniel, BBC PEX, Melee, and Smash 4. I'm assuming it's just going to be streamed on Canada Cup Gaming, or it was Canada Cup, I think it was. They don't list it here.
Right.
But I know that they're going to have a Kane Blue River versus B event.
Ooh.
And I think Justin Wong is going to go up against Kane Blue River or B or one of those two. There's definitely going to be some exhibitions there.
If it's an event in Canada and they have Marvel, it's going to be B versus somebody.
Yeah.
And he just gets dragged from wherever he is in Canada, and they're like, you play Marvel now.
Yeah. Lapchi has pretty much put him up against like every single Marvel player.
He's like, I haven't played the game in 4 years. And he's like, you're going to play a 1st to 15 against Justin Wong. That's how this goes. And I'm like, all right.
But whoever wins gets a free flight and seating in Street Fighter V for Canada Cup.
Oh, that's sick.
It says free flight and seating to highest placing Canadian in Street Fighter V for Canada Cup.
Oh,
So the highest
okay.
placing Canadian player, because they're just like, yeah, Justin's going to win,
Right.
gets seating and flight to Canada Cup.
And
So
plus
that's cool.
another thing too is that also I think it's probably more significant for that because they've actually told me that flying Canada to Canada is more
It's super expensive.
than like flying Canada to the United States.
Wow.
Like sometimes it's
And
cheaper.
Canada Cup's a premiere event, right?
I
Yeah, I
think
believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? A premiere?
It's a premiere this year, I think.
Yeah, it was last year as well. It was
Yeah.
last year. Remember, Taquito won that one. So, but I mean, I've heard it's cheaper sometimes to fly from Canada to the States to Canada, than just going from Canada to Canada. It's weird. Also, this coming up weekend, of course, Cockatop League is continuing in France. This is the fourth. I guess
Sounds
this is
like a Pokemon.
league number 4. It'll be streamed on twitch.tv/gaming live_TV1. One thing that this is basically like Ken Bogart's like thing, so it's like one of his events here, so it's very cool.
All right.
And should be really
Interesting
cool
round
stuff.
robin stuff. Yep. Cool.
So we've got a few little bits of game news, community news, not too much this week. So,
All right.
let's just go through that super quick. So for some events, where's my event stuff? Okay, here we go. Canada Cup, as we said, is returning in October. So last year it was on Halloween weekend. Same thing gonna be the situation here.
Right.
So it'll be returning on October 28th. The tournament will take place at the Holiday Inn. It'll be back in Toronto again, like it was last year.
Okay.
A trailer just came out for this, so you can definitely check that out. You can go to showroom.com, check out, just do a search for Canada Cup, and you should be able to find the trailer for that. But it'll be October 27th through the 30th. So we should be back in time to do any Halloween party.
Hey, we can do Halloween this time.
Yeah.
I was so sad last year that I could not.
Yeah.
You dress up or what?
Usually, I mean, I had planned to do Marty McFly because it was 2015, but we were abroad, so
You didn't bring it with you?
no.
So you could do it on commentary?
No, I ended up not even buying it because by the time I decided for sure, it was like the legit costume would have been $6,000.
Oh,
What
okay,
the-
well, that's it.
So I didn't do it. 6,000.
I feel like you just
That's
need
what I
like
was going for at the time. Yeah,
a
I mean,
vest
you can
and,
get
like-
you can get jankier versions obviously for way less, but like
he's like dressed as a normal person. How expensive?
No, 2015 Marty McFly has like a fancy jacket and different shoes and his jeans, but
You like the crazy like
$6,000?
yeah, to buy like the legit copies of stuff.
What?
Yeah.
And you were gonna do that?
No, that's why I didn't do it.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I was like, I don't know what kind of lawyer dollars this guy has.
No, I was saying by the time I really looked into it, it was way too late. If I had looked into it like a couple of years ago or something, because I had been planning it for forever, it would have been obviously way less.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, also Evolution. I'm not sure how they pulled this off, but they have now gotten their Twitter account to be just at Evo.
I bet Markman did it. That's what I'm gonna give him credit.
Yeah, that's
Markman's a
that's
genius.
probably
He
right.
did it to him.
It's not
I didn't know
Evo
that.
2K anymore.
Oh,
it's
that's
just
awesome.
at Evo. They got at
And
Evo.
it's verified now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and
I'm
it's
giving Markman credit for all this.
Probably right.
Yeah, you're. I would say like 99%.
I would say
on
so.
that,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna assume.
So there you go. But that's cool. So if you want to look up any information, follow them. It's just at Evo now on Twitter. London Comic Con. When is that taking place? That is going to be taking place May 27th to 29th. If you're in England and you want to give a shot at Tekken 7, it will be playable there.
Sick.
So if you have not had a chance to try Tekken 7 in England and you want to, head to the London Comic Con. That is where it will be playable. A little bit of news here on Capcom for Street Fighter V. So their intent was to sell 2 million copies before the end of the fiscal year,
Right.
and they just announced the numbers that it was 1.4 million.
Mm.
So they were definitely lower than what they had expected, but given the initial launch, like the fact that they actually were even that close, I feel like is kind of impressive.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I thought the numbers were gonna be low.
I thought they were gonna be a lot lower. I'm gonna be 100% honest.
Like all the reports were like, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Nobody bought it. 10 copies sold.
That was still way under what they had projected.
Yeah. It's still pretty far, but I actually personally give a lot of credit to the FGC and all the events. Despite what it's sold, the events have been hype. People are excited about it. Kind of shows you the power that esports really does have for these games. Despite not selling well initially, despite having this bad word of mouth, maybe the events have been hype enough that people have still been picking up the game during this whole entire time. And with Guile and Alex coming out.
Yeah, that's always.
Hope it works out.
There have been games where I watched first, like competitive play, and I was like, this looks really fun. I'm gonna try this.
Yeah.
So I could see that maybe being a factor.
For sure.
I feel like it'll pick up. I think
It's
we
a
still
long-term
got some
plan.
time.
It's a long-term plan.
exactly.
Yeah.
This isn't something that it's gonna go away really soon.
No, yeah.
I mean, at some point there will be a story mode. There will be
More characters.
more characters. Maybe
Who
they'll
knows
fix
what
the
else?
online or the
Yeah.
lag.
Yeah.
Or the most important thing, they stopped that clipping of Birdie's chain.
Oh,
I
God.
told you, man. I got chewed out for complaining about that at E3.
Yeah.
They're like, it'll be fixed next version, you dummy. Don't even worry about it.
Yep.
I'm worrying about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That one is.
I thought you were gonna say make it so that you can unlock colors without playing survival mode, but yeah.
No.
Or
Clipping-
make it so that the second player can
actually do
choose
stuff.
to-
Yeah, that would be
choose
good
to
too.
Characters like any case, I didn't have this open, but there was news today that Disney is shutting down Disney Infinity, and they're quitting out of making games, and so they're shutting down their own gaming studio, so they're going back to licensing other companies. So a lot of people were like, Marvel, right? And I'm just thinking like a lot of people were like, Marvel 4. I'm like, dude, look. That's gonna be expensive. That's all.
It's gonna
stuff.
take forever.
Forget it. Just let's just get enough license to patch Marvel 3,
Mhm.
put it back digital sales again online, and then maybe add like 3 or 4 characters or something like that.
I feel like that's even less likely than in Marvel 4.
Yeah, I feel like that's
definitely
super
feel
not
like that's
happening.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
tweeted out and it said wishful thinking on.
Well,
the,
just because look, that team is done. So in order to restart that team,
You have to hire them.
hire people. Who knows what assets they have to remake
Right,
again, and to go through that. Believe me, that is a whole rigmarole of a
Yeah,
process just
yeah.
getting the licensing in the
And
first
you know
place.
what and you know what
they're not going to do that unless it's worth it.
And plus, the only way you get people to buy it again is if you put in new interesting characters, and that game was not built for DLC. Shuma and Joe were on disc already,
Yeah.
right? So I bet you there's no like real plug-in technology for the characters.
I think it's more likely that a Marvel 4 would happen only because of Marvel. If Marvel felt like it would do them some good to have that character knowledge out there, they'd do it. I mean, the entire cast of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 had a movie coming out within 5 years of that game release. There's not one character mentioned that didn't have some kind of big screen affiliation.
Okay, look, I haven't seen it yet, so no spoilers. Okay? But dude, can you imagine if they put Black Panther in the game?
Oh
Oh
my
my
god,
God.
you don't even
Have you guys seen this movie?
I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen it yet.
Oh my
This
god.
conversation is at an end.
I almost lost an arm.
Dude.
Because I was sitting next to
I don't
him.
want to hear about it. I just want to see the movie for myself.
All right,
I've seen it twice already.
I've seen it twice.
I can't
Are
wait.
you
I'm going to
serious?
see. I saw it twice in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
I'm going to see it at least 2 more times. At no questions asked.
I need to go with you to see this.
It's amazing.
Friday night.
And the best part is we got to go see it like it was like a closed.
Actually, yeah. Do you guys want to do that? We could go
We can
see
do that.
it.
I'll be down for
That's a
that.
great idea.
I'd be so
I'm
down.
We
for
should
that.
see it and then do a show after to talk about
Friday
it.
night.
No,
Let's do
we
it.
shouldn't do that. That's dangerous.
While we play Mario Party.
Oh,
That sounds like a great night to me.
Doesn't it sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm down.
Civil War, Mario Party night after.
You can drink, right? You're old enough.
Yeah.
All right, good.
All right, don't forget your ID. And none of that pesky school ID crap. He did that last time, you know.
I totally never did, by the way,
That's
for the
just-
record. But yeah, people are like, yeah, all right. Dang, that sounds sick. Civil War was so good. Oh my god.
Backwards compatibility.
I'm looking forward to
You're
it.
going to
It's
love
so
it.
I'm looking
good.
forward to it.
Oh
It's
my
so
God.
good.
I don't want to lose an arm right
All right,
now.
okay.
I almost like circulation. I looked over and it was like
Mark,
I was.
Your
I was
arm was
straight.
like purple.
Yeah.
Wait. Honorable mention to Mark Man,
We talked about
right?
spooky after, but yeah, keep going.
So what ends up happening was like Rip was playing Tekken 7 in like grand finals, right? And it was like on the verge of a reset because he was in winners, and the Zero the Shadow guy was coming back.
Okay.
And they just added like super moves, so you see them doing like the dance. They're like, who's gonna hit who's first? Who's gonna hit
Oh,
who
I remember
first?
this, yeah.
And like the guy Zero the Shadow does a move like. Woof, and like Rip is like back here and he activates super and I'm like, it's no way it's gonna reach. And this is one of the reactions they caught. He's like, I'm the best.
Yeah.
Because it hit him and it killed him. Oh my god, it was ridiculous.
That was so. It was winners finals, and Rip literally sets the stick down and,
and
walks
walked
away.
off and like and he did like the
Yeah, he did the,
nice.
The Rip, and the best
God.
part is, so he had
Did
this
you
like
do the rip walk?
yeah.
Oh.
You don't know about the Rip walk. So he had this a smoothie and it had a little umbrella on it and everything. And he
Oh
grabs
my
the
God.
smoothie and he's out of there. Like it was like the slickest thing I've ever seen. That smoothie was great.
That's awesome.
It was an $8 convention smoothie.
Yeah.
I hope it was great.
It was
Yeah.
reasonable.
It was actually pretty good.
Okay.
But yeah, I grabbed Mark's arm, and this is why I say honorable mention, because I don't know if they have the footage of this, but I grabbed his arm when it happened, and Mark looked at me like I was his father. He was like I was about to take him somewhere.
stood up.
Like I stood up and was like freaking out. He was just like, I felt my soul leave my body. I said, Mark, I'm sorry. Shout out to Mark, man.
Oh man.
Welp. What else is going on?
Okay, Samurai Showdown 2 is now available on Xbox One. Backwards compatibility was available on Xbox Live Arcade before. Now is playable on Xbox One.
Interesting.
So if you want to play some Samurai Showdown 2, you can do that on a console that 6 of you people in the stream own.
Yeah, not even. Yeah.
Some community news coming up. Jabali supposedly has parted ways with Iron Galaxy Studios.
He bounced.
So I guess he's not going to be part of the Killer Instinct team.
Indeed.
There's no information on what he will be doing in the future.
I'm sure he's got something good lined up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would make
but
sense.
I'm sure he's, still going to be running CEO, doing a lot of good
Right.
CEO-y
Right.
things. So. I like to talk about community people coming out with really cool series of videos and such like that. 2 of my personal favorite commentators, Mr. Ketchup and Mustard
Yeah.
from England, are doing a new tutorial series, and they discuss frame data basics.
Sounds
I've done
good.
that as well, and I just haven't uploaded any of it to YouTube because
That was
I'm
probably
been
2 months ago.
traveling.
I
I've been
uploaded a
traveling
frame
so
data
much.
basics for Mortal Kombat a year ago. But it probably wasn't as thorough as this, I'm sure.
But definitely check that out. So very, very good stuff there from these guys.
Yeah, those guys are really
Those
good
guys
at
are
educating.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And of course, Viscant, whatever you want to call him, continuing his hit the ground running series, and this time he focuses on learning to play Guile.
These are really good, by the way.
They
If
really
you
are.
haven't read these, you should definitely check them out. They're so good.
Vasant has
Agreed.
always been one of the best writers in the FGC, hands down.
Yeah.
And so the fact that Kugi gets him to write more is like genius.
Like I remember when he was writing basically these things a dozen years ago, but they were like hidden in the depths of SRK.
forum posts, yeah.
Yeah, and like 10 people saw them.
Really.
Yeah, I mean,
But he's always done it. Like he'll do it regardless of getting paid or whatever. It's just
Yeah.
that's what this camp does.
and he does a really good job. Those
Yeah.
those things help
They're
out a
so
lot.
good.
Even if you know a lot, they're still good
For sure.
basic tools grabber. So
And also some signing news. We're definitely getting a lot of movement with players these days. We just had Julio and LPN signed from NorCal. Well, SoCal is now joining that.
This is also NorCal.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure,
This
man.
is also NorCal.
I'm not
You're
sure.
right. You're right. Alex Myers has been signed to Ronin Esports, and you guys are absolutely right. Yeah, he's pretty much NorCal these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
So Alex Myers is now part of the team. I guess.
Ronin
Yeah,
Esports.
Ronin Esports. He is their first Street Fighter player. So this is their first foray into fighting games.
I know nothing about Ronin Esports.
they got a CS:GO team. Yeah, right down here. Team Fortress 2 and Paladins. So
I don't know what Paladins is.
Me
I heard
neither.
it was a sick game,
Really?
but I heard it
Okay.
was a sick game. Do I know that for sure? Not yet.
I hope that
I'll
he,
let you guys know next week.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
okay. Fair
I hope that he got a cool deal and he's taken care of.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
though. Alex Myers puts in a lot of lab work.
Yeah. No.
I can't wait to see what he does. I mean, like you said, I feel like a lot of sponsors are snatching up these guys
Yeah.
because they see that they've been putting in work for a long time. Because a lot of people see that Alex Myers, I've never even heard of that guy. Well, you probably haven't because they're kind of buried under all the really good players where they play as well. And they're not bad. It's just the fact that there's so many good players that once they get picked up, you can pick up these other players that are still really good that you might not have been watching, but they were watching. So
He's an up and coming guy still. I mean, but he got top 8 at something, right?
Northwest Majors.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
He
Good
beat
stuff.
PR Rog in winners to make winners top 8.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did really well.
All right. Well, congratulations to Alex Myers.
Yep.
Man, all these players that I used to be able to beat at Wednesday night fights are
Yeah,
all getting
you-
sponsors now.
That was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you bodied Alex Myers in Street Fighter 5 at
That's true.
what was it, PlayStation Experience?
Yes,
Sent him to the back of the line.
I did. I am 1-0 lifetime. Well, I guess what was it? A 2 out of 3 set? I guess I'm 2-0 lifetime against Alex Myers
Easy peasy.
in Street Fighter 5. And it will always remain that way.
Because you'll never play him again. That's what I would do. 100%.
Dude, that's the way it works. You always have to.
So I saw Justin like a week after the week Street Fighter 5 came out at Wizard World, and the first thing he said to me is, "When are you gonna let me body you in Street Fighter 5?" Because I beat him in the beta online. I beat his Chun-Li with Birdie. I'm undefeated against him.
Mm-hmm.
Never playing him again,
Mhm.
ever. If I run into him online, I'm turning my console off.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
never gonna
Wow.
play him again. 1-0, 100% win rate,
So
forever.
using Cammy and Super Turbo, I'm also 1-0 against Justin Wong.
Never play him
Super
again.
Turbo, and I'm never gonna play Cammy against him ever again.
100% win rate.
That's what you should do.
There's nothing he can ever do about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Championship of the universe, man.
Exactly.
Championship of the universe, the master of the universe set. Boom, 1-0.
It's not cool, guys.
That's 100% cool.
Yeah, for me.
I mean, a lot of people are like,
Yeah,
why isn't Tokido sponsored? Like, those guys, they're
I'm
waiting.
sure they'll be
They're
fine.
waiting
Yeah.
for the right
They're
one
talking to
come
like
along.
the
Yeah.
people right
Yeah.
now. They're not talking to like some East little, whatever. They're talking to like the big leagues.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
100%, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So-
I know that.
They're like, oh, the state of California, you want to sponsor me, huh? All right.
So wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
What do you guys feel about just the regular esports team, like the team that's mostly focused on like CS:GO or League of Legends or Dota 2, picking up a fighting game player? Do you feel like it's the natural step, or do you just feel like
Flavor of the month.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Probably a combination, but it's been happening since the very start. Like EG wasn't the fighting game team; they were whatever they were before.
They're doing mostly like StarCraft, and they have
Yeah, they
Dota.
definitely doing. Yeah, I don't remember what they were doing before fighting games. I don't know if they were in Dota yet, but
Yeah.
in any case, like they were an established team for sure. When they came in, they were the first big fighting game sponsor, so it's been like that from the very start. But yeah, I think that I don't know. I'm not really sure where fighting games are gonna go.
Right.
I don't know, but I think that's like there's a big esports rush right now, and everybody's feeling it, and there's constantly news stories about how, like today I read about a governor of, I think, Nevada was like, let's make Nevada the esports state.
Really?
Seriously.
I would love to read that.
Yeah.
What the heck?
No, I'm being totally serious.
That's crazy.
So and the country of France just came out with a thing that was like, here's our thoughts about esports and how we're gonna like maybe regulate it and maybe try to promote it.
Okay.
Country of France.
Yeah.
Wow.
Country of France, Tokido in the future.
They, by the way,
France.
you know who they interviewed to try to get some thoughts about what they should be doing?
No, David, who did they?
They interviewed one David Graham
Oh.
from DPG.
One David
Some
Graham.
DPG at law, huh?
Yeah. Anyway,
The
they
country
got
of
nuggets
France
of
interviewed
information.
you?
Country of France interviewed me.
So is it like one long line and every person got a question or what?
Yeah, dude. It took a while. I had to use Google Translate.
You're like, we.
So that's how the process went.
Yeah, that was
Actually, I'm sure it started with David's like, I could probably remember enough French to do this.
Yeah, I know.
And then like
Oh,
he
yeah.
opens the email and he's like, I'm gonna need a person for this.
Thankfully, it was somebody who spoke English pretty well. So,
Okay.
Anyway, no, but the point is that there's this whole rush right now.
I knew something was coming because I felt his presence
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
close
yeah.
to me. I was like, I felt the lean. This was happening.
Dude,
I'm
I
like,
tell you, that's why that Nasser video of paying everybody out was
Yeah.
the best. Because
David's leaning in.
David at the very end walks up.
And the lean's
Like
in
the
there.
lean.
I just felt his
I
presence.
do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is about to get ugly.
Look, I don't know where the esports rush is gonna go. Is it another bubble? I have no idea. But everybody's trying to get into it, so I think it makes sense that they're doing it for fighting games too.
Yeah.
I think for most teams, it's like fighting games are a much smaller investment than anything else. Like it costs you
Oh,
so much less money that it's almost
Like
like
a
a.
guy to a tournament.
It's like a why not? Like you
Uh-huh.
slap a jersey on him and pay for his here and there,
That's
and then
true.
that's like
Yeah,
that.
there's no like esports team house. You don't have a coach.
You don't have to
You don't
pay
have
for
to-
their existence
Not
and
like
do all
some
this.
crazy PC that you have to buy. The guy's probably like, would you guys be willing to buy me a $150 joystick? And they're probably like,
They're like, you
That's it?
scrub.
yeah,
All right,
that's how
take-
much the
that's it.
keyboard costs for this guy.
Yeah,
you
we'll
know?
send you
So-
2 jerseys and give you a canoe to get around the U.S. That's all you need.
Yeah.
I think it's. I mean, think about it. It's so much. It's a FGC player for the most part is self-sustaining. It's like, hey, just give me enough time to play games and pay for my flight and room.
Yeah.
That's
You
all it
did
takes.
your job.
Yeah.
Dude, and that's the scary part though. This is 100% like real talk now. Scary part is that I'm worried that there's a lot of players out there who are like, yo, you'll pay for my entry fee, flight and hotel, I'm in, I'm winning.
They're not waiting for something that's
Yeah,
more
or they're
lucrative.
not fighting for something that would be more
That's
beneficial.
that's
for
why
them.
I'm afraid of like the whole flavor of the month thing, because I feel
Yeah,
like there's
yeah.
a lot of people out there getting offers, and they might be getting offers, and they need to look at that. First off, I would say look at the fine print. 1, 2, make sure it's something that's realistic to you, because I feel like some of the goals that are set or expectations that come from yourself or even the people that you might be sponsored by might be a little far fetched, but you just got to make sure that's something you want.
Yeah, I feel like everybody has to take a good look at the contract. Like, doesn't have to be by me. There are other lawyers who specialize in this stuff, but they're just like contracts. And if you know somebody who does contract law, if you have like a family friend or something, just have them look at it. Or even barring all of that, just go on Google and be like, what is indemnity? What does that mean for me? Like stuff like that.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means.
Like seriously, you have to look up like what are my rights of
made
publicity,
up.
like things like that. Like you really have to look into what those are so that you know.
I didn't even know what an arbiter was.
Right. I just send anything your way.
Yeah, I mean I'm happy to, but you know, if not me, just have somebody check it out. You got to make sure that you're
Just make
protected.
sure you're
you know?
aware, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Call 1-800-ULTRA-DAVID. Somebody
Oh,
says.
there you
Mm-hmm.
go.
Yeah.
If you don't have that number already,
ULTRAD.
That's 10.
Do.
Yeah, you've got 3 too.
Honk honk at law.
Wait, but maybe there's a place where ULT is the area code.
Dude, this is thinking way
Man,
too far.
I don't like that face at
Yeah.
all. That made me so uncomfortable. His head
I
reeled
think-
back. You were in another dimension for a second there.
You need DPGA law is what you need.
oh, that's good.
DPGA law.
DBGA law.
Yeah. So
What about DPG 8 law? That's a terrible idea.
8 law.
Well, that's gonna be it for us.
The choke.
I do like honk law or something like that.
Honk law, that would get me all the clients.
Yeah.
Honk law.
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah. Oh, the Bud Light thing also.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So you can
does
vote.
anybody know how this works? Go
Yes, I do. So Bud Light.
I do.
I don't.
Alright,
So I'm
do.
curious.
Okay, well, you'll soon know. So the way that it works, by the way, just as an aside, remember last time I was laughing so hard for like no reason
Right,
while James was doing the intro?
Yeah.
It's because James did the same intro like 4 times, like while trying to talk about it. You just kept repeating yourself. And I was like, how long is this gonna last? Anyway, so
At the very end of the show, he brings it back.
so I know what it is. And previously,
And in just a moment, you guys will know.
so anyway, so to explain what it
What is
is.
going on?
So to explain
Go,
what
you
it
gotta
is.
go now.
Okay. So Bud Light can let you, or you can vote for different players to be part of Bud Light All Stars, and the way that you do that is by voting on Twitter using like a particular hashtag. And I think there are 5 players who can be chosen, and they're from like different games. It's not just from fighting games, like famous other players basically. Even people who are sponsored by other teams, like anybody can be part of this. So for fighting games, there's like Filipino Champ and 801 Strider,
Chris Tatarian.
and Chris Tatarian,
Chase the Ace.
and James the Ace. So those first 2 are already on like big teams, but you can also have them be a Bud Light All Star, which I don't know if they fully explain what that entails yet, but
They're just like, it's gonna be sweet.
yeah, it'll be sweet. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear more about that.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. So now you know what that is, more or less.
I do have one last question.
Oh no.
David,
Sorry, I'm getting over a cold.
now I'm scared to ask. Who is El?
That was so well timed. That was.
I'm not.
ridiculous.
It's just. I'm good. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be coughing.
We good?
I don't feel like I have a cough. We'll see, I guess.
Come on, man.
Oh my God.
Who is El Chapo?
Oh yeah. So there was a guy who signed up at Dreamhack whose name was Shin El Chapo 666.
Okay.
El Chapo is just a famous Mexican drug lord who's been like in and out of jail, and he like escaped jail in mysterious circumstances at one point, and then they found him again. And I just thought it was like a weird name to use as like your random jerky Shin, like Akuma, whatever.
Yeah.
666 Shin El Chapo 666. It's
Right.
He just
I
kept
don't know if that's the
making-
guy you want to be like messing with, really.
Right.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
kept making-
Shinakuma 666
Yeah,
is way
it's like-
better.
Yeah.
He kept making references to whoever El Chapo was, and I was like, I have no idea who this guy is.
On commentary?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I tried looking up who he was on. I typed El Chapo into my phone like while I'm on the stream
Uh-huh.
to see if I could find it, and there was like El Chapo disambiguation, you know, because there's like 7
It's just
different
a
El
nickname,
Chapos,
yeah.
you know.
But yeah, he's a bad guy.
And that was the guy's name, huh?
Shin El Chapo 666. Yeah, I was hoping he would have. I don't know, just
You
like,
were saying that he didn't look cool
He didn't-
enough to be an El
not even
Chapo.
cool enough, but like
Crazy enough.
yeah, like wild enough. I feel like you gotta be
Guy
wild
comes
enough.
up and he's like
Just
just
like
wearing.
I
a
want to
leaf.
have like
wild
wild
hair.
eyes or something. I don't
I'll
know.
tell you, the best name I've heard this year that's new to me is the Wonk Donkler.
Oh yeah.
Wonk Donkler.
No, we kept talking about that. We had
Yeah.
we speak with
You
him
kept
on it.
saying his name.
Yeah.
Like over, and I was so happy with it. I was like,
Yeah.
please keep saying Wonk Donkler.
That was a good one.
And then Bonechan came up to the stage, and I was like,
Bonechan
he should
versus-
be Bonk Chonkler.
Wonk.
Can you imagine Wonk Donkler versus the Bonk Chonkler?
I just gave out a small snort. I couldn't even stop.
Like, can you imagine if they became friends and those were their names?
The Bonk Chonkler.
I tweeted about the Wonk Donkler's name, and then I got a tweet from @BirdieSanders, and he was like, "Thanks for liking my name." And I clicked on it, and he was the Wonk Donkler. And I was like, "You have the best nicknames."
He
He
got
was
Bernie
Bird-
Sanders.
He was Birdie, and this is before like anything. It was
This
like
was before the bird flew on his
it was
podium.
before the bird, so it was like before Birdie Sanders was a thing. So it was like this was back at like it was the first
Holy
CPT
crap.
event. So he was Birdie Sanders, the Wonk
Genius.
Donkler. And then I said I think Filipino man replied and was like, that name's good. And he's like, tag creation is an art. and I'm
That's awesome.
doing okay.
Bernie Sanders is
The
the
Wonk
owner of the
Donkler.
Wonk
Sanders.
Donkler.
Know about it.
That guy's a legend.
This guy, he is. Next time I need a nickname for something, I'm contacting
Yeah.
the Wonk Donkler
Yep,
for sure.
at Bernie Sanders.
You just if you replace those letters, like keep the same structure but replace the starting letters, you get lots of good names.
Oh my god. I feel like you've done
the
homework.
Tonk
Yeah, you've
Bonkler?
done-
You could be the Tonk
Tonk
Bonkler.
Bonkler?
The Tonk
Tonk
Bonkler.
Bonkler?
You could be the Tonk
No, you're right.
Bonkler.
There's no bad.
That works with
But see,
everything.
but you can't use it with the letter M, right? Because then you'd be the monk. You wouldn't be the monk. The monk conqueror, right?
You could totally be the Monk Conqueror.
The monk conqueror?
Yeah, you're the Monk Conqueror.
Okay. What about the...
Like he is TNS, so he'd be the Tonk Stonkler. You'd be the Donk Onkler.
The dog uncle.
And you'd be the John Conkler.
John. That
The
sounds
John-
like somebody's actual name. John Conkler.
I'd be
So
Song Bonkler.
can we rename
Yep.
BJ Unchained to the Zonk Bonkler?
Oh
What?
This
Love
just
it.
blew my
Love
mind.
It. Love it. Love it.
He would like that name too.
Zonk Bonkler?
The
There you
Zonk Bonkler? Holy moly,
There you
that's
go,
good.
Love it.
I'm telling you,
And
that
on-
guy,
Good night, everybody.
On that.
Anything else to talk about?
No, I think we got it. I
that's
think we
Onk
got it.
Onkler, that's it.
The long buck.
Yeah, you'd be the Tonk Stonkler, because you're Tasty Steve, or if you're Steve Scott, it's Sonk Sonkler. Ultra David, I don't know how to pronounce that, that's hard.
The Wonk.
Wonk Donkler?
Yeah.
The Wonk Donkler? That sounds like the higher up in the tribe from Wonk Donkler. Like the Wonk is like the elder. That would be sick. This has gone on so long.
Wonk, we need your advice.
Wonk.
Oh my god.
Chief Wonk
okay.
Donkler.
Alright.
What a silly name.
Thank
Well,
everyone for tuning in.
That'll be it.
Hope you guys enjoyed
We're
another.
not going anywhere this weekend. That's
Actually,
cool.
that's true. So maybe this weekend, like we said, we'll try to set something up and play some Street Fighter or something like that.
Civil
so.
War into Mario Party post show would be
Dude,
sick.
you just want that Mario Party.
I
so
want to
bad.
see you be very
Let's
angry.
do it. I think that sounds awesome. I just bought a huge handle of tequila.
Are you allowed to drink
What
on
a
Twitch
sound.
stream?
That was
Beautiful.
good. That was a
Beautiful.
really good high five. Nobody do another one because
Yeah,
nothing's
no,
gonna beat
that's-
that.
yeah.
I
Are you
felt
allowed to
that in
drink?
my hand. Like I felt it, the thumb cup.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
right here. That's
Yeah.
where that sound
Yep,
came
yep,
from.
I feel it too.
So you're not allowed to openly drink on stream, but I think if we have like bottles or cups or something of something else, or if we do it off stream, it'll be fine.
That's fine.
We can skirt the lines.
I'm all about skirts.
Me too.
Bye.
Peace out, everybody.